Wait, so
Absolutely.
what's the next? Is it BaldSquad versus Demise coming up next? Is that our next?
Hold on. I think that they are doing the top of the bracket first, but let me double check to see if staff has said anything. I know they're getting the killer picks ready together right now because, you know, obviously these teams just played and not all of them have had their picks ready. I think BaldSquad and Demise have had theirs picked already, but I'm pretty sure we're waiting on Cookies and who was the other team that just made it through? Cookies and Jinx to get their picks ready.
And this is where it gets interesting because in this round, this is where the options are Nurse, Blight.
No,
Spirit.
it's not Nurse yet. It's not Nurse
no,
yet.
no,
We're
no,
still in
no,
the
no.
semis.
Twins, Cannibal Trickster. My bad.
Yeah,
Regardless,
we're not.
even better.
Yeah, don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but nonetheless, this is where things are going to get exciting. This is where things are going to get intense. Round 3, the killer pool is Billy, Twins, Leatherface, which is going to be an interesting one if anyone ends up picking him. I don't expect it, but and the wild card of maybe the entire tournament, Trickster.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We have not seen in comp, I think, other than one game, and it was one of those, you know, concession games as a meme. So, and that was before his buff. We got to see how he's going to do now. But I'll tell you now, Billy and Twins, some of the most fun killers to watch in comp because those games can go so one-sided or another, and if they start snowballing, they are going to snowball real hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know that I'm a huge fan of Billy, so I'm down for any Billy play
so
ever.
Am I.
Yeah,
God,
for sure.
I want to see your
exciting.
excitedness with Billy Tofu. I'm sure it's like, you know, just like my Hunter's crack nonsense.
Yeah.
I want to see you fucking in it.
Yeah, I would be so I'd be stoked about some Billy. Do we know who the killers are for the first two?
I believe we're still waiting on that right now. They're still trying to get their picks in right now.
Okay.
But I think that we have the picks for Demise and BaldSquad. Don't want to get too ahead because I think they're playing second, but BaldSquad chose Billy, Demise chose Twins, as expected. Those two killers kind of standard in competitive play. Billy will be played first by BaldSquad, but I think that matchup's going to be second. So
okay, but that's cool. Those are probably the two killers I want to see. So that's, the fact that we guaranteed are going to see those is pretty stoked. It makes me pretty stoked. I'm happy.
With really fucking good teams, dude. This is going to be some of the, especially with Billy, bro. This is the I can't. I attempted to can, but I can't.
I'm excited.
Shit.
This is literally like this is getting to like the point of like the peak of it all, like what I've been waiting for, dude.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I'll tell you right now what you can kind of expect with each of these killers. Just we'll go through each of them in the map pool since I know we're still getting our picks together.
Right, if you don't mind, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. You guys
go for it.
You guys can have
go
your discussion.
for it.
Go for it. I'll just say go over what you can expect, what's allowed, what's not allowed. Billy's allowed every add-on, so you can get creative with him. And I've seen some interesting picks before, but the standard is obviously those Doom Engravings, green add-on. You got to have that extra speed. It helps your map mobility pressure a lot. And given what we've seen in some of these matches with survivors pre-dropping in order to counter a lot of the killers in chase, low pro chains help you so much with the utility, breaking through the pallet, potentially either just to zone a survivor and hit, follow up with a chainsaw and down them in one shot, or to get a free hit on them through a pallet, maybe at a safer structure. Either way, I would expect to see those two add-ons combined. If not, maybe something like a punctured muffler, which helps you use your chainsaw more. But he is...
What did you call my mom? Just kidding. Dude, I'm excited to see the decision making with Billy.
The thing with Billy, the thing with Billy is, right, he's so interesting, and I don't want to go too far off track.
Yeah, true.
A year or two ago, before his nerf, he was considered the third best killer behind Nurse and Spirit. He was that good because his chainsaw never overheated, and he had things like Crack Billy, which for those of you who are wondering was an add-on combo of Carburetor Tuning Guide and Doom Engravings, or even more popular in comp was Thompson's Mix and Doom Engravings. Both of those made him extremely efficient. He had a lot of utility, and he could just be on your ass constantly, helped him out a ton in chase. That being said, low pro chains has kind of taken the meta, taken over for those add-on combos, and it still makes him a fairly good killer For him, you can expect to see maybe around that 7 to 9 stages with a end game build. He's going to probably have to get a decent amount of hooks throughout the game.
What is Billy's map?
His map, oh, that's a good point. I should probably go over that as well. So Billy's map will be Azerov's resting place, which I'm actually surprised. You know, his standard map, I guess it's because the Macmillan realm is disabled, but what's considered his best map in comp and standard for what he plays is Shelter Woods, which can go either way. Shelter Woods is a heavy RNG based map. You can get like 5 TNL walls with filler pallets, or you can get like 5 jungle gyms, and it's extremely safe. But Azerov's resting place, so it'll be interesting watching him on that, because
actually will.
You know, there can be some dead zones, and that's where he can really take advantage and get you in a rough spot. Twins will be played on Azerov's as well. You know, defensive killer who can hold the 3-gen pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, should play into their advantage.
Did you mention any perk restrictions on Billy at all?
No, that was what I was going to do next. So Billy, he can run whatever he wants other than the general balancing perks that are banned for all killers. Survivors are not allowed to run, and the list, there's a trend here. The list as we go on for banned survivor perks gets smaller and smaller because the killers are getting better and better, right?
Exactly.
So against Billy, no camaraderie, no deliverance. Again, both those perks extremely good for the survivors in order to waste time in a coordinated setting. Just too strong against a killer like Billy. You know, camaraderie, in case you guys don't know, you know, if you get within a certain radius of the survivor on the hook when they're in struggle, it pauses their struggle bar for 30 seconds. That alone could make the difference in getting a gen done. Deliverance basically allows the survivor to unhook themselves if they've made a safe rescue from another survivor. Just it saves so much time having to have someone come in and get another hook and then being able to reset right there while the Billy is going across the map. Hope, which is an interesting one, leader and circle of healing. So that's it. You're going to see more perks that have not been used by the survivors in these matches as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome to see. That's something I'm really excited about, like going forward with all of them, was just seeing more like variety and things so people are able to run. Like I remember, like I think like the first like Slinger game we got, I saw someone Dead Hard, and I was like, oh yeah, Dead Hard. I forgot that perk exists. Shit, you know, like it's cool, like starting to see like all the perks that have been, you know, banned for a lot of the killers coming out, and actually starting to see some more like variety. You know, it's cool.
Yeah. And I just got word from staff actually that Jinx chose Billy and Cookies chose Twins.
Ooh.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think that, let me see who's going to be playing killer first. I think Jinx will be killing first.
Okay. That's cool, man. I mean, we won't see any Trickster, which is kind of sad because I was curious to see how Trickster would play, but
yeah, me too. I like I don't know.
But I'm also not mad about seeing Billy twice or Twins twice. Like I'm not mad about either one of those. So
yeah, and so I guess we'll just wrap up the whole balancing talk with these killers. We already went over Billy's, but with Twins, main thing that is banned against Twins are healing perks. Obviously, everyone knows Twins is a killer with Victor having so much mobility, being able to pressure people off of gens and get them pretty much in whatever area of the map they are. Healing perks are the hard counter to Twins. So perks like Botany Knowledge, Camaraderie, Deliverance, Inner Strength, Leader, Self-Care, and We're Gonna Live Forever, big important perk, are all banned. Because, you know, advantage of Twins is being able to keep people injured, keep pressure on them, and if they're able to reset really quickly, kind of just counters their entire power. So
yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, I said this the other day on stream, Twins is arguably my favorite killer to go against in these matches. It requires perfect coordination. You mess up once, you're in a bad spot, the entire game is going to get snowballed. You have to be nearly perfect or you're going to be in trouble. So you're going to see a lot of coordination with these teams. And basically the counterplay to Twins and what you can expect is always go in pairs, 2 and 2, split 2 sides of the map. It's literally this coordinated. You will see this from the teams. Always travel in pairs. Someone takes Victor hostage, keeps them until Charlotte is able to recall him back. Always have someone to reset. Always have someone to kick Victor. Always have someone to pick a slug up off the ground because it's likely Charlotte is going to be on the other side of the map. The other interesting play that you'll see, and you guys might question this, is why are survivors jumping in lockers when Victor's coming after them? Well, if they jump in a locker, Victor has to cling onto the locker, and it takes a few seconds to open it, but Charlotte's probably on the other side of the map. So just waste a lot of time.
It like forces a reset, like forces the amount of power. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I mean, hell, I've done that in like pub games before. Whenever my team's just been getting slaughtered, it definitely is a play that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's why I'm so curious to see this, because I feel like it is like so, like Twins counterplay feels so different from every other killer. It really is. Yeah, it seems like you got to do so many things like differently, and I'm really excited, man. I'm hoping we see Twins is a killer that's available in the finals too, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm hoping we see Twins the whole way into the finals too, because like I mean I obviously it just keeps getting better and better. It's better teams versus better teams, and like I guess like you know it would be correct to say that the finals would be the two best teams in the tournament playing against each other. So like that's kind of what I want to see. Like I really want to see like Twins with like the best people playing as them and against them. That sounds really fun to watch. So I mean,
I really want to see Nurse. I truly do.
Oh, we'll see Nurse.
Oh, we're gonna see plenty of Nurse. Don't worry.
I hope so. Just like I know it's probably to be expected, but maybe there's a slight chance. But no, we're probably gonna see her. But
we're gonna see Nurse, and we're gonna see one of the best nurses playing. If I think whoever is gonna go through. Well, either way, Disco and Nightlight, who were the assumed Nurse players, both competitive nurses for years. So we're gonna see a good one either way in the finals.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting for sure.
It seems like we're just still waiting on the lobby to be organized.
I think one of the teams is trying to round up their last survivor right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but
somebody's gonna have to buy somebody's gonna have to buy the Twins DLC.
Yeah, here we go, dude. Yeah.
Sucks. It's not half off anymore, but gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
It is the same team too, right? It's Jinx. They're probably buying DLCs, man. Like, oh shit, we moved on to the next round. We gotta buy more DLCs.
Oh, fuck.
Or maybe their killer player woke up. I don't know.
Ah, true.
They're getting coffee and they're like, wait, what? We advanced? All right, shit.
Damn.
We're in the semis? All right, cool. Let's do it.
One wild card perk from the survivors against Billy, which I think a lot of people, if it happens, are going to enjoy. And I won't give away too much strategy from my team, Team Oracle, that we've used in the past. But interesting counter to Billy, considering I think the perks banned against him. Yeah, Dead Hard. You miss or you lose out on the opportunity to use one exhaustion perk. Believe it or not, a good perk against him. Exactly, head on.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a ton of sense. Yeah, because you can do the dumb mind game where you jump in a locker and then the Billy's got to like rev his saw. You got to time it whether you jump out. You know, yeah, that's definitely head on is actually kind of nuts against Billy. I hate going against head on users as Billy, man. It drives me nuts.
That would be fun as fuck to see.
Don't be surprised if you see that. You know, my team, Zeno, Aaron, Zongao, Nigel, and I, we kind of talked about builds that would be effective against him, since Billy's a pretty commonly played killer in these matches, and we kind of brought that into the current meta of counterplay against him. Interesting that Hope is allowed versus Billy. That's another really strong perk for survivors that you're going to see probably at the end of the game. Look for that person with Hope to be getting chased against him, because they're going to be able to have that haste effect and be able to make up so much ground. Assuming the Billy's going to have Noed, pretty common perk for him to run. He's not the greatest in chase anymore, but that being said, he has mobility and can catch up to people really, really fast, so can take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really cool one to see, man. I always love Hope. Hope's such a fun perk to see. You know, it's so cool to see a survivor just bolting like so much faster than they should be. Like the amount of stuff you can get away with Hope that you can't do without it's so neat, dude. I love that perk. So definitely hoping we see it. Oh wait, I think I have an invite. Do we know? You might have already said this when I was gone. Do we know which killer we're seeing first?
Yes, I believe it's going to be Jinx playing Billy first. I think it is. Yeah. No.
God.
Yeah, it looks like Jazzy's the killer, so it's going to be Cookies on Billy.
Cookies on Billy first. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the staff just fixed it. Yeah.
All right, I am down. I am down with the Billy games, dude.
Now I get to experience the other side. So I'm just gonna sit here and just watch you go at it.
No. I need you to be, you know, talking about the juicers with me. All right, you need to help me out.
El Hugo is unavoidable. Mm-hmm. It's a given. It's a given.
El Hugo, he lives on forever.
Absolutely.
It's probably still gonna take a minute to fill this lobby up. I just got in, but it's gonna
true.
be a minute.
And then they gotta select the perks, blah blah blah, talk to each other, pray and shit.
Yeah. So I apologize for all the downtime in between matches, but also that's just kind of a part of it. You know, it's kind of impossible to get this stuff going like instantly, especially considering that Cookies just came out of their match, right? Like these guys just finished.
Sure,
like
this is a good thing though. We don't want the crack to end so soon, friends. We don't want the crack to end so soon.
True, I'm chilling, dude. I'm vibing.
Absolutely.
I've been loving this, man. Overall, like, how you been feeling, Ralph? I've been loving this, dude.
I think I'm addicted. I think like I was brand new. I was ignorant. I
know,
like,
dude. I popped into your stream last night, and you were just talking about it like all night,
bro.
Like,
that's all my brain's been attached to is like entertaining everything that's possible with comp, and I really like it. Like that's what like I've said like a billion times. I'm a broken record with this, but I mean that's what a lot of us already enjoy, and that's what a lot of people end up enjoying. Is the competitiveness of a DbD, the real competitiveness. I mean, naturally, it's obviously competitive. It's people versus people, and your goal is to cuck the other side. But this is what attracts a lot of people to the game, and this is what they want. And it's just not that realistic with base DbD. And then even if we got some sort of ranked mode, like I can't imagine, like God, all the discussion that would realistically need to be had to actually make ranked mode even work. Like what would the difference in ranked and casual mode be from behavior? Like there's too much weird crazy shit in DbD, and it's already been going for so long in a direction that, you know, doesn't necessarily cater to competitive at all. And I don't know, like that's just a hard thing to do unless you really literally just always communicate with the community about it. And that's rough because behavior has a lot of other shit to do. They have to make the chapters. They have a lot of shit to do, man. They truly do.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's the value of community comp. Like it's something we get to act fast. We get to act immediately. There's no waiting on anyone. It's us, and we're already in the community, and we already naturally have the discussions amongst ourselves. It's just more realistic. It keeps it a community thing. There's no pressure from the outside. It's what we want because this is ours. This is ours.
Yeah, I would argue that a ranked mode would be possibly worse because, like, again, like the reason why this works so well is because of all the rules and restrictions that are allowed to be made, right? Like you're allowed to like cater, you know, like perk selection and so many things you're allowed to cater around to make the games actually exciting and fun. Exactly. And like balanced, and you know, if there was a ranked mode, we'd be relying on behavior to do that, and we know, you know, we know how they are as far as balancing things. You know,
that would be the worst thing. But like, also with DbD and comp, like we'd be relying on them to do things in a timely manner as well. That relates to this, and that's not a guarantee. Like it's just not. But luckily with us, I mean, it's literally just a discussion and a change of some fucking verbiage with some text, and that's it. Like it's truly beautiful, and I think this is something we actually like try to take care of and grow and make productive and actually give it some structure and show like that it actually truly has value and it can be done in a way that promotes like actual good behavior and so on and so forth. Like this is something that realistically could be normal and wanted and great, to be honest. Like I think this is what DbD needs because this is what a lot of us are missing. That's one thing we've hated about the game for a long time, especially before MMR, is like the game's too fucking easy. Like in base DbD, playing against the average person, it's honestly too easy, and it's a breath of fresh air to actually go against like true competition. If you're somebody like me or OhTofu or anybody else that actually streams the game daily as their job, like it's really nice to go against people that actually know what they're doing once in a while. And now the MMR, you know, it's a little bit more likely, but in comp DbD, like that's the guarantee.
I would also argue that like now the MMR does exist. If you get to like a really high level and you're playing, it feels like this would just be that but better, right? Like if you're one of those people that cares a lot about your MMR and you want to be at the top all the time, and you're going against other people that act the same way. At least if you're in these settings, like it's limited what they can do, right? I feel like comp would even be more fun at that point than pub games because it's like you're going against good players, but at least they don't all have like mega stack shit, and vice versa, right?
Exactly.
And same thing as Survivor, yeah. Like you're not gonna be going against killers that have mega stack shit either. because they're kind of restricted too. Like I feel like it just makes high level gameplay just more enjoyable, which is fucking amazing, right? Like I think that sounds perfect. Like why wouldn't you want that as a high level player, you know?
And if you're somebody out there who's on the edge of like with an opinion, like experience it for yourself, man. Like you know how normal DbD is. It sucks ass going against 4 extremely good players with BMPs and Styptics, and they all have unbreakable dead hard DS. Like, bro, it's almost like it's almost impossible some games, especially depending on the killer that you're playing, and it's rough. Try competitive DbD where there are rules and things that are just not allowed to actually make it more fair, and see how it goes, bro. It's a different world. Like you have to experience it for yourself to actually truly have a good opinion on it. Watching it, I don't even think watching it does it justice, because until you're actually in this situation, you feel the pressure, and then you actually be able to experience like fair games or fairer games. Regardless, like it's fucking great. It's actually great.
Yep, don't knock it till you try it. I can't speak for everyone, but I know for a lot of the people I've spoken with that a lot of the motivation for us playing competitive DbD is that the normal game is just after thousands and thousands of hours, you can only take so much of the same thing and the same unbalance. You got to try something that at least feels a little bit refreshing. So
and we're in the game. Billy,
he's got the shovel, dude.
Oh, it's interesting. It's gas heaven.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, he's got engravings and low pro chains, which is honestly that I wasn't here for the Billy discussion, but that's what I would have expected. Like low pro chains is nuts, and engravings just opens up so many more like potential chainsaws. Like there's so many more dangers that you have with that, whereas you wouldn't have without it.
Ooh. Yeah, we were talking about how the utility of low pro chains has replaced the old crack Billy or Thompson mix Doom engravings meta.
Yeah.
When Billy was considered a top 3 killer, so. You can expect to see this on pretty much all the Billy games.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Those are very, very good. He also has Bamboozle too, which does not surprise me at all, because I feel like against any good survivor, trying to play him on Windows is a nightmare. But so I'm kind of curious to see how he's going to go about this. He's going to leave that guy because he's a really strong tile, which kind of makes sense. Gonna head back in. I think it's really interesting because he has Bamboozle to kind of shut down windows, and then he has Low Pro to kind of shut down pallets too. So he kind of has best of both worlds here. There's no way he's gonna stay at that car because that car has no collision. You can absolutely abuse it. So the survivor wisely leaving. Oh, how's he gonna play this? He's gonna fake it, but I'm honestly be surprised they don't just free throw this. Yeah. But even here, he can reset and get a. Yeah, I didn't quite get it. But you can get some crazy curves with Low Pro because we'll see what he does. Hold on. It's kind of a weird interaction, but when you chainsaw a pallet with Low Pro, your curve actually resets. So you can get some weird curves with Low Pro, like weird curves.
Even though he's not getting down here, I mean, these are a lot of pallets that are getting used, and only one gen's been done. Like he still has a lot of game ahead of him. Ooh.
Yeah, little shimmy there. He gets an M1 at the window. He's gonna get some distance away. Yeah, as he gets rid of more of these pallets, I imagine it's probably gonna make the mid to end game a lot better because he's gonna be able to really take advantage of the snowball potential of the one-shot downs. You know.
But still, hasn't found it down this entire time doing this with a pallet. But he stopped charging.
He can still curve this after the Low Pro. He might have. I'm not sure whether that curve was wide on purpose because he thought the guy might be juking out for it, but it could have been. But either way, he doesn't find anything yet.
Another gen done as well, and he hasn't found anything yet. And that means he's not getting value on.
He tried to predict the vault, but it didn't go through correctly. This is
rough.
Yeah, this is definitely rough. The survivors are playing really, really well around his power. Like you can tell they're very, very experienced at playing against this. They're not
Is
making.
This killer on the team that chose Billy?
I'm actually not.
I believe that they picked this killer. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Interesting.
He does manage to find the Nancy here. This pilot's gone though.
What will he get?
She had Lithe, so she got some speed. I think she had Lithe.
Bro, she was so disappointed to sit on that side and let him wander. Like she didn't move until she knew she had to move.
Even there, she was positioning well for the Bamboozle.
Yeah, Jinx, the survivor team picked Billy, and I know the reason for that. They have tons of practice versus him, so.
Yeah, that definitely shows. They're getting around everything. The bamboozles. Well, she thought the bamboozles was gonna be gone. She'd be able to get a chainsaw there. Yeah.
Oh, finally finds it down. That was very interesting. Whenever she actually ran to the truck, she wasted no time. There was no hesitation there from her as to whether or not she was gonna take that window. She took the window, but he still hesitated, and that paid off for her. It was still wasted a little bit more time, and he didn't get a confirmed chainsaw off that window there.
Yeah, for sure. That was quite a while to get the first down, though. I mean, there's only one gen left now, and there's a pretty good split, so that is looking pretty rough. This Shack gen is pretty far along. He doesn't really have much regression perks to speak of, so like he can't really do much about that. He's kind of in a rough position here. Like the gens are like look at that split, dude. There's one in the corner, and there's one way out there. Doesn't really feel like there's any realistic way, even though he's super mobile. Feels like there's really no realistic way he's gonna be able to protect these gens. Yeah, and there it goes. It pops. One person on the hook. No way out's already procced. No Ed's active, but he only has
one stack.
Yeah, one stack, one hook. They might end up. This might end up just being them. They might just get the gate and leave, and that'd be the end of it. I feel like for him, yeah, the right play I think here is you have to go try to make more happen. Oh my God! Claudette playing a bit dangerous, but
I was clinched for her. Lord have mercy, felt a hit.
She does have a pallet here, and they
didn't throw it down.
They're definitely aware. I think they're aware that that's no Ed, unless they think it's some weird. Oh, good mind game though. Good little back and forth there with that pallet. I'm surprised she didn't see it in time. But down she goes, and he's gonna be able to get the hook near the no Ed too, which is probably gonna secure this kill. I imagine
a door is gonna be open.
Yeah, I imagine this is gonna end up being them opening the other door and then just leaving. Actually, he's just leaving. Okay. He's not happy with the 1K.
Somebody was there, they left. They didn't have the door nearly open at all. This could actually be really fucking great for him.
This is a risk though. This is a big risk because no Ed's there and they know about it, right? Like that Claudette called it out. They just got the unhook. They're surely working on no Ed. This is a big risk because this might end up with him getting almost. It could be nobody, depending on how this goes. No Ed's still up. I think he'll be able to make it back in time to defend it. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about no Ed, but look at him now. He's so scattered.
He's trying to find a survivor that hasn't been hooked yet, but all he's found is the 2 survivors that have been hooked. So
yeah,
struggling right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get some more value out of this than what he's gotten, and it's just been it's been a struggle. Here's the other survivor this is the survivor's been hooked, right? Yeah.
Nancy and Claude.
Nancy and Claudette. So that's all he can really manage to find, which is pretty unfortunate. It seems like he's just settling and he has to just go for her and just take what he can get, which is better than nothing, but she has nothing to work with. She's going to be going down here. No one could take a hit or anything either because of no Ed. Then they're 100% just going to leave. So that's 4 hook states and 1 kill. That was rough. That was a really good game from the survivors though. Like very solidly played.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit before. I know Jinx. I've seen them before, and there's a reason why they picked Billy. They practice against this killer, against some of the best Billies all the time, and they have some good Billy players themselves. So clearly calculated decision on their part. In terms of the result, this is more often than not kind of how we see Billy games go, because he's as you guys saw, like, what can he do in chase when all these pallets, I think survivors get favorable RNG and they have jungle gyms and windows and pallets to work with. He has to saw through them and just keep on going. Like, it's not easy for him to get downs with his current kit. So well played by the survivors, and not the worst result, but obviously kind of in a hole to start off here for Cookies.
Yeah. I think you definitely want a little bit more out of that from the killer, but I mean, I think it definitely wasn't the worst thing ever, but I think it definitely could be better too. I do think that like Billy, as much as I love him, there is definitely some pretty clear-cut counterplay. I definitely think there was a little bit more that could have been done. I also think the survivors just played it fucking phenomenally, man. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like even like that one window, like just real little things like that one window where he was trying to zone him into like a bad position while bamboozling the window, and they didn't fall for it at all. Like, they knew exactly what he was doing, and they like positioned themselves perfectly around it. Like, just little things like that just makes it so hard to make anything happen with Billy, because everyone's just always in such a good spot. They always can make it to another pallet, and it's just the survivors honestly just played that so well. There's really not much Jazzy can really do. So
yeah.
I'm curious to see if Cookie's survivor play will be like as disciplined and as good, because I think that's really what they need. Like, they need to have like the matching performance there. You know what I mean? And also, I'm curious to see about because kind of like you said, if Jinx has a lot of good Billy players, I'm curious to see. Or wait, am I saying this backwards?
They have a lot of Billy practice. I believe they have some guys who practice Billy a lot too.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see like how that'll go too. If they have, you know, if like one of their cracked Billies will be able to pull out some crazy plays, you know, because there is some wild shit you can do, especially with low pro chains. There's some wild shit you can pull off, man. I've seen some shit with low pro chains, like resetting your curving and being able to do some wild stuff. And even just zoning, like, you know, even like the zoning potential is pretty insane. And I mean, I'm not saying that like that Billy played bad, but I'm curious to know if there's a little bit more that we can see out of it, you know.
Yeah. I didn't know that you could that it reset the curve. Like that sounds absurd to me.
That's why there's
so much depth to that. Like that actually thinking about everything that could actually be possible with that tool is mind-boggling.
Yeah,
it actually fucking is.
Yeah, that's why your sensitivity feels so almost sudden and fast when you break through a pallet.
Yeah, it literally resets it. And like around some of those like those like car tiles, like that shit is so dangerous because you can potentially chance off through and then kind of go into like the car tech where you abuse the hitbox. So there's like probably some crazy shit that you could pull off. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty cracked Billy to do it. But again, if anyone's gonna be a cracked Billy, I'd assume it would be one of the teams that are up high in this tournament. So
exactly,
I mean,
yeah. One thing I wanted to reiterate I think you were up getting something, Tofu, but obviously I made a miscommunication. Obviously Billy's being played on Gas Heaven, which is an interesting map for him considering it's a big map, first of all, but he does have the mobility to counterplay that. And we saw there, like, the survivors got a pretty good setup. Like the RNG of the middleness can go so one way or the other based on like if there's a hill in the middle, if certain pallets spawn or don't spawn. They got a pretty good RNG setup there and we're able to take advantage of it. Usually in comp, we see Billy on Shelter Woods, but unfortunately the Macmillan Realm is not being used in this because there's some desync issues. He can do pretty well on Shelter Woods because of those dead zones around the edges of the map, even though that's another big map. So we've seen him play it on Thompson House before, but Gas Heaven, obviously, you know, not easy, but is doable for some Billies based on what setup they're given.
They're calling me out for my ace looking lobby. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that we don't get the Macmillan maps. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, obviously we got to work around, you know, the game and what's wrong with the game, and you know, if there's desync issues, it's better to not play them than, you know, deal with that shit. But it's a shame because I think some of the Macmillan maps are like some of the coolest ones, and it's a shame that we don't get to see them. But maybe, you know, maybe for future stuff, maybe we'll have a chance to. So I don't know.
True, very true. I'm interested to see how this Billy performs. I want to see what's different. Like, I want to see some nastiness. I want to see some like, you know, some obvious decisions and plays that just show that they're a fucking Billy player. Like they know what's good. Not saying that the last team didn't. It's just the survivors honestly played really fucking well.
Yeah.
I think the survivors were Billy players, dude. Like they honestly,
like
knew.
What was he really going to do? Like God, and you know, there was a couple of bad situations. He did miss some M1s, which maybe is a good sign. You know, maybe he's just not a Millie at heart, so it just didn't happen naturally, and I respect that. I sure do.
See, like that's the thing that's rough too, is I don't feel like the last Billy even played bad. Like I really don't.
No.
It doesn't feel like he played bad at all. It just feels like the survivors just played it so like tight and disciplined that like there wasn't much room for anything to happen, right? So I think
Life
that's
of
more
a Billy player versus good survivors. We've all been there.
Yeah,
it's rough, man. Especially on some of these maps, it's rough.
It's been like that for years, honestly. So yeah, I totally understand. Like I definitely think he played solid. It's just really, what can you do? And I think at this point, it really comes down to whether these survivors are going to be able to do the same thing back. You know what I mean? Are they going to be able to have that tight, disciplined, you know, like gameplay where they don't, you know, fall for? Because really, like the thing about Billy too is that it's so punishing if you do fuck up, right? Like he's one of the best people at taking advantage of fuck ups. Like you get hit with a one shot down, and then you get put on a hook where he can also patrol it with a one shot down. Is like, that is tough. Like I wouldn't want to be in a situation where you have to unhook versus a Billy. You know, like that sounds miserable. So
yeah, he's great at securing stages, and he's great at catching up to people. I think one of the most interesting dynamics in Billy matches specifically is within his chase, and specifically with low pro chains. knowing the threat that is there for the low pro chains and the utility that he can use, is the kind of the decision from not only the Billy to go for like a low pro curve or a low pro hit, but also from the survivor to make sure they're not zoning themselves incorrectly, because there's instances where you're going to be pushed out to like, you know, just like a pallet gym or just a filler pallet on the edge of the map, and you're going to have to like make sure that you make the right decision, or otherwise you're going to be caught out in the open, and that's where Billy exceeds the most. Sometimes, and you know, I've used this personally before, it's almost a better strategy to run into the low pro hit so that you get that speed boost and you have a better chance at making it to the next tile.
Yeah.
So just an interesting dynamic to watch in these chases as well.
Yeah, actually, like, yeah, like, depending on where you are, that could actually make a lot of sense. It also seems like maybe I'm overthinking this, but it also seems like there's certain tiles where it feels like low pro could just, like, get hits at the tile if you play correctly. Like, for instance, that car tile out front. Like, yeah. I noticed that the one survivor threw that pallet, and they just, like, they didn't even attempt to, like, play around the pallet. They just got the fuck out of there and got to another one, like, instantly. And I thought that was really, really smart, because I think that is a position where low pro could make a could actually make some plays and get hits, and I think they were just aware of that, and they were like, yeah, fuck this, we're just gonna go somewhere else. Which is, like, again, like, if that's what it was, that's such a good like game knowledge, that's such good killer knowledge. Like, it's really impressive, honestly. It's really, really cool to see.
Looks like we should be starting soon. Everybody's ready. Basically, everybody's ready, so the game should be starting.
Yeah, we're just waiting on one more survivor.
There's so many things that could go right. Like just the overall layout of the map could be highly in Billy's favor this game as well, and might lead to something different.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I feel like that last game, like, I felt like every maze tile as well felt like it was a jungle gym, which is also really, really strong too.
Yeah,
right?
It was like, I mean,
it felt like there was at least
fucking unfortunate.
Yeah, I remember like 2 out of the 3 maze tiles he went to, like 2 of them were jungle gyms, and one of them was like the 4 lanes, which are all like pretty solid. Like, I think 4 lanes may be a little bit weaker, but it's pretty fortunate for the survivors there and pretty unfortunate for the killers. So maybe something different can happen this time as well. Like, I think map layout is going to play a big part.
Yeah. I think the most difficult thing to do with Billy as a killer is to find out, or decide that balance between using your chainsaw to try to down people and just breaking through pallets, getting stuff out of the way, and then just M1ing them. And there's no shame in M1ing in these matches, considering how good the survivor teams are.
Absolutely not.
So you gotta make sure that you have that right balance between just going for mobility and utility versus trying to actually down someone immediately in one shot.
Yeah, for sure. I think any Billy player that's tried to do like the chainsaw only stuff and gets a good group of survivors understands how like borderline impossible it is sometimes to do it. So yeah, absolutely no shame at all. I think there's definitely is a point where you just have to start like, being like, okay, we're just like getting rid of pallets, like eliminating resources, and let's just start, getting the downs where we can and just take our pressure where we can, So we'll see. I guess we'll see how the layout is. I don't know. A lot of things are gonna I think play a big role here, and I'm really excited to see how this match plays out, man.
Yeah, I want to see if any of the if any of the killers' perks change too much. I'm assuming they won't really.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah. I love this skin, by the way. His hammer skin is so ridiculous. But all right, I mean, same thing. We'll see how the start is. He heads right into corrupt gens right off the bat, trying to find somebody with no luck so far.
But checking the obvious places, this is a place where they could spawn it.
Yeah.
It might have been both spawning behind gas station now.
Yep, no luck so far. Still checking the corrupt gens. I imagine they might end up being in the other corner, and I think he might think the same thing. Yeah, or on that gen.
Ooh, using the car.
Yeah, using the car hitbox, although he didn't quite turn enough to get it. And there's sprint burst. He's gonna go straight to that window, and yeah, he's gonna be a-okay. Breakable wall protecting him too, so not really much can happen. Although he does have bamboozle, so.
Bamboozle, yeah. But you're immediately on the pallet. What do you have here? Get the curve.
See right there's that curve reset. He was able to curve like so late because of the low pro. And this tile is not.
Down as well.
How's he? Yeah, he's gonna get a hit there.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what Justyn was talking about. I think he was just like, fuck it, I'll just eat this hit, because that's definitely a dangerous tile to play, man. If you don't throw that pallet, you're in curve territory, You don't. you're in curve town, fucking, DbD, which you don't want to be.
Exactly.
He bamboozled the window though, which should force his pallet.
Oof, God, that fucking counter, that table there
Yeah.
is so disgusting. It's
That
so long.
That collision's actually really unfortunate because otherwise he could have had that guy zoned in a position where he maybe would have M1'd him. But I think he'll still get it down here anyway. Bamboozle will, I think, will still be maybe. No, it wasn't there anymore. But
it didn't.
yeah, he's got to try to keep him here as best he can. He's playing it really, really smart though. Going around the back.
She got stuck on the tree.
Oh no, dude!
Got him. That's right.
Oh,
El
man.
Hugo.
He got the El Hugo.
Absolutely.
He got, and basement's there too, dude. Oh
She
no.
got stuck. She was looking behind.
Are they gonna-
behind her at the Billy?
Are they gonna try to prevent this anyway? No, there's no body blocks to be had or anything. This is really bad to have a survivor in the basement like this with still 4 gens left too. That is rough. Here's the thing though. How's the Billy gonna hit it? Is he gonna try to patrol the gens and apply some pressure, or is he just gonna kind of? I think he's just gonna hover around the close gens. There's no way he goes too far away
He saw
from
the
this.
blood. He knows they're there, but he's still turning. I saw the blood at the pallet next to the gen.
Yeah. They definitely left though. They had run away. I think he saw the guy running away.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He does get the kick on this gen. I imagine he's probably gonna be keeping an eye on these 2 gens that are close. Although, fortunately for the survivors, there's really only 2 gens that are close. So if he decides to kind of like hang here this whole time and wait and really try to secure this kill, then they could maybe get the other 3 gens done. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close though. I mean, he's already down to like pretty much half dead on his first state. So I'm really unsure how they're gonna be going about this. I think another big thing. I don't want to step away from the killer, but I also want to see if the guy on the hook has. Yeah, DS was on Jazzy. So.
Another
Oh my God! How did that happen?
Fuck.
Oh man, these guys are just eating chainsaws from far away. That's not what you want to see. That guy DC'd?
Not like this. Was
interesting.
Was this was that a give up? Was that a crash? Was that did the internet like, hey, did you forget to pay the bill? What happened?
That might have been a give up, to be honest with you. That might have been like I'm fucking dead anyway. I don't know. To me, it seemed like either like a give up plus tilt, or it was like a unfortunately times.
I believe that Survivor is playing on not the greatest connection, so I would have to think that was a
okay, that might have something to do with it too, yeah.
disconnect, but yeah, we'll see.
Even then, I imagine it'll just continue to get played out because I feel like it's pretty accepted that guy was essentially dead anyway. But
yeah, will have to come to a ruling on that, but I would think the same thing.
Yeah, they're in a really bad spot now. This guy being in basement, only 2 of them up. Still 2 gens need to be done. This is a really, really rough spot. Billy can even take some risks here and can come down here. Like, this is definitely kind of risky because they could get this unhooked now, but
yeah,
I think
he got an early kill and he doesn't have to worry about one survivor currently.
Oh my God, dude! He's so good at, like, he fakes one way from far away so they start juking the other, then he turns at the perfect moment so they turn into the chainsaw. That's so good.
He's fucking finding these chainsaws and it's actually magical.
Yeah, that is nuts, dude. Holy.
God.
It's clearly a bit of a misplay from the survivors, but
True.
Taking no credit away from him, he's also doing a really good job of like faking one way and making them juke into it and then like turning back at the perfect moment. Oh my God, dude. These guys are not in a good spot right now. This is rough. He can zone that window out. Yeah, he gets that one too. Yeah, perfect. Literally perfect play. Like he revs up at the perfect time where she can't vault or else she with the chainsaw, and then he reacts to the juke exactly perfectly the direction she went. He's just playing this so well, dude. So well.
Seems like they're pretty cut.
Yeah.
He's so ahead right now, and he's literally finding something like consecutively with each of these chases that he's been in so far. He's found something every single fucking time, and he hasn't wasted any time at all, basically. Here he is on another one, and this is...
She's also trapped in here because he didn't break this. Oh, he's gonna do the tech!
Oh! Bro, if he would have hit that, that would have been crazy. That would have been absolutely absurd. Jesus.
I saw a clip of that shit on Twitter, dude. He wanted to make it a clip during a fucking tourney. That would have been sick. That would have been so sick.
100%.
I told you guys these guys know Billy, and I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, they definitely know Billy. That was sick. That was the low pro reset I was talking about. That was so fucking cool. If you would have managed to get that, dude, I would have lost it. I would have jumped out of my seat and fucking walked away, dude.
Yes.
That would have been fucking ridiculous.
Not the overheat.
He's overheat now. At this point, it's good to go into overheat though, because overheat actually refreshes faster than not overheating. So like, at a certain point, it's kind of okay. This guy's about to go to struggle, so he's just securing the struggle state, which is what he's doing. He's in struggle now for sure. So now Jazzy, even if unhooked, is now in death hook. So that's good information to have. He can literally just freely patrol these gens now. He's actually in a pretty good spot where he can play this like you would play almost like a public match, where you're just kind of going around and pressuring gens. He has the mobility to do it. He has bamboozle. A lot of the pallets have been broken too because he's already been here a bunch of times. He's not even going for the bamboozle here. He's actually just going for the mind game. Well, that wasn't much of a mind game, but he definitely was, you know, he's definitely going for the more standard play rather than bamboozling it.
And he's fucked.
Yeah, he's just going to secure this down on him. A little bit of friendly banter, I think, there between him with the teabagging and the nodding. At this point, I feel like for the survivors, it's just like, just try to get the points for the gens. You know what I mean? Like, it's looking rough out here. It's looking really rough. That's going to be his second stage. So I believe now only the Cheryl, I believe, has been hooked once. Yeah, everyone else has been hooked multiple times. And he found the Cheryl right away too. So just constantly, as long as he's able to constantly apply pressure, like as long as he's constantly able to be like chasing someone and getting downs relatively quickly, they're not really going to have very much time to do gens, you know?
She goes down here.
Yeah, does she have? No, she has nothing. Yeah, she goes down. And then here it is again. Like when can they find time to do gens? Like Jazzy just had to get that unhook, and now like same thing. Like now the Cheryl's gonna be hooked, and they're gonna have to designate someone to go get this unhook. As long as he keeps finding chases and keeps getting pressure like this, they're in such a bad spot here. Yeah, they
fine immediately.
Yeah, like they're trying to get gen progress here, but he knows, man. He's got good game sense. He knows exactly where they're going to be going, what they're going to be trying to do.
Once you get ahead as a killer that can actually like apply this much pressure and move this much, like it's hard, like especially with that unfortunate DC.
Yeah,
that just made him literally not have to worry about somebody. It's a lot. He
is fully taking advantage of the mobility here too. Like we saw earlier in the tournament, usually when people got hooked, people would like hug the hook and be scared to go anywhere, but he has so much mobility that he's totally comfortable going around the map, trying to find people, trying to like even just figuring out where they are is so valuable, right? Like having that information of knowing where a survivor is.
Ooh. Quick turn. Did he make the right read? Oh my god, he's there. Got him.
Got it. The borrowed time hit, but he did get him. Yeah, he goes into the overheat, but this guy is injured, so the overheat is not too important. I mean, the chainsaw is good for zoning, but outside of that, he can definitely still make something happen here. Yeah, that gen, he's got to be a little worried about that gen down there, but I think he saw some time. Medium vault kid does not get away with it. Unfortunate. He's dead too. He's well, he's dead if he actually picks him up anyway. He's just styling us all, right? He's just style points.
He's just dancing. He's
calculated, clearly calculated.
Boot scooting boogie.
Yeah, he's dead now though. Again, here I think it boils down to like the survivors probably just want to try to get this last gen done and get the points for it.
Just to get some points. For the best, really. If this hits anybody, that's gonna be nuts.
He's got the firecrackers. It's not really gonna do much other than just disrupt them momentarily. Oh, he's gonna mine. Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so
Holy
sick.
Shit.
God, this guy's a cracked
The
Billy.
manipulation, he fucking like it literally almost worked. They reacted, but I mean, like the manipulation worked 100%. That was crazy.
Yeah, he almost managed to make that low pro chain play happen there. That's what I'm saying. Like low pro chains are so deadly on some of these tiles, man. Right now, it seems like he's trying to deny the gen, because again, right now I think it comes down to whether they get this gen or not. So if he can find Jazzy and kill them before they pop this gen, that's gonna be huge. This gen's a bit worked on. He's looking around. I'm gonna do a quick peek. Okay, Jazzy is actually nearby. Yeah, nearby. It looks like on one of the outside tiles, if I saw correctly. So it might even been this one, right?
Yeah.
It was one that kind of looked like that. It's a bit hard again because most of these guys are playing on stretch. So when I spectate them, they're just staring at the ground. But I think he doesn't want to risk, you know, the Cheryl getting picked up. So I think he's just gonna get the guaranteed kill here. I'm kind of curious, is Jazzy gonna be able to finish his gen? I think Jazzy will.
I don't know. If he makes the right decision here, she might actually not.
Nah, that's a guaranteed finish. That's a guaranteed finish. Even if he goes right over, you could just full commit.
Okay, she pops it.
So they will get the gen points, but I think that's probably. I mean, they could even get hatched too, depending on how this goes. They could deny some more points.
Lucky,
yeah. This is an extra point denial as well as.
Never mind, no Ed.
Yeah, no Ed. Yeah, no Ed. Yeah, no Ed came in. Unfortunate. Well, hey, I mean, that was a fucking crazy show.
That was
crazy show.
The complete opposite from the first game, and that's nuts. All it took was, like, you know, just something early happening, period, and then Billy gets to start doing exactly what he wants to do. He has the movement. Yeah, like he can just apply so much pressure whenever he has something else going on and something for them to worry about, like somebody on the hook, and finding anything else during that time before they even get somebody else is fucking huge, and he fucking found it almost every single time.
Yeah, that was insane, man. The amount of like long distance chainsaws he got too. Like, I feel like you got to also chop that up a little bit to like sloppiness from the survivor side
100%, 100%.
Like that is, yeah. Like, again, taking nothing away from the Billy. Like he was clearly a crack Billy. He was playing that so well. Like that was probably like some of the best play I've seen in quite a while. Quite a while for sure. But again, the survivors definitely were messing up a little bit. They definitely ate some chainsaws that they could have got away with not eating. And man, that puts them out to a pretty big lead. That is a pretty fat lead coming out of round one. So that's, again, not what you want to see going into round two, because now you have to have a crazy good performance to come back from that.
Against the twins.
Yeah,
you
against
have
twins,
to have a crazy
too.
performance against the twins. This is a killer to where you literally have to play perfectly to actually beat them. And that goes for the twins as well. However, it's the fucking twins.
Yeah.
Justyn, go ahead and do what you do, bro. Let them know what's good.
I mean, there's nothing really like good Billy gameplay, right? It's one of the most enjoyable things to watch in this entire game. But like you said, and as we mentioned before, it's also the name of the momentum game. And after that match, you got to go play versus twins, and it's like,
Yep.
you can't have any, misplays, or you can't be confused or off, off the page or from the game plan on this one. You have to be almost perfect the entire time, because one person slugged, another person injured, another person on the hook. The snowball happens so quick, and twins is one of those killers where they can get 0 hooked, or they can get a 4K at like 2 gens, 1 gen, and just completely control the entire match, because they're so good at downing people and so good at controlling the area of where people are hooked as well. So,
what type of perks do you normally even see on twins in the comp environment?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, initially, when twins was starting to work their way into the meta, you'd see the ruin and dying combo, which was pretty strong. Considering the mobility of Victor, you can constantly push people off gens, and people are going to be playing in pairs and have to take body blocks and be able to catch Victor or kick him. It's just going to constantly push people off of those gens and keep them away. So, ruin a strong perk on twins, corrupt obviously a given. Then you can kind of get creative. I mean, obviously a perk that makes sense with twins, considering they're gonna likely be taking those hits for each other. Force penance, a really, really strong perk on twins.
Yeah.
Keep them broken as well. So when you find them after they take a hit, they're still injured for another 90 seconds. And then there's obviously the widely popular endgame perks like No Way Out, No Ed. No Ed, I don't really think is that strong on twins compared to some other ones, because you have to end one, you have to use a basic attack, and Charlotte is more or less a powerless killer without Victor. So, assuming the survivor has something to work with, she can't really make too much of or take too much of a benefit from using No Ed. Other than that, you might see a thanatophobia in there, keeping people injured, and it slows down the gens, but Those are more or less the bread and butter perks on Twins.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds like it's going to be more around playing around Victor than anything else because Victor is just so fucking strong, man. Like,
Yeah,
the ability to
absolutely.
move around so fast and have that leap that goes over pallets and everything. It's just like there's essentially no way to avoid getting hit by Victor. So it basically comes around playing around getting hit by Victor for the survivors too, which is, you know, tough. And yeah, I'm curious. To me, I feel like I would not be surprised if both Twins players like 4K'd. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw that. Which again, and like that again, I think makes it even scarier for the team that's down. Which you know, because like it's like you have to have like a really good game. Like I mean, you need your killer to do really really well, but then you also need to like have like the perfect survivor game against like one of the hardest killers to play against, and like just like oof, man, you know.
I'm just super interested to see like all the decision making that comes from the killers in these games. Like just, you know, when to switch, where they place their bodies, so on and so forth. Like all that stuff is going to be extremely specific and extremely thought out because that's what fucking matters. And I'm curious to see what this like how this Robert answer to a lot of the shit because the Twins they're extremely impressive, man. Like being able to be essentially be in two places at once and control two different areas on a map is really really crazy. And it's gonna be rough. Like you truly as survivor you can't afford to fuck up. I mean, you honestly can't because once you give once you give them a chance to like actually get started and get somebody in a hook, like bro, it's the Twins. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
exactly. A couple things. Oh, go ahead, Jeffrey. Sorry.
I was gonna say also if you get into that position where you get like multiple people injured too, and if they could just run wild like downing people over and over again, man, that's scary. That's a scary situation to be in.
Yeah, they can find people and they're already injured, and they also can't save, right? They have to take the time to heal with a perk like Force Penance. 90 seconds is a long time considering someone's on the hook. So it's just one of those things where like if someone goes down at the beginning of the match, it is just so rough to come back because the Twins are just, like Ralph said, they can control so much just being with two people in two different places. That being said, you can pretty much expect the toy sword, which increases decreases the charge time of Victor's pounce. Really, really good add-on for him, and it helps him kind of land or at least get a pounce off before a survivor is able to round a corner. And the purple movement speed for Victor, which just makes him so unbelievably fast. It's like you can't, like Tofu said, you can't do anything about it. He's going to get you down or he's going to get on your back without question.
Yeah, that is guaranteed damage for sure, unless the Twins player just fucks up heavily. Basically, it's rough.
Yeah, I'm scared, man. I would hate to be the team that's like, you know, that's you know, losing currently and behind because that's even more pressure on them. Like they like obviously they already know they need to play well, but they really really need to play well. Like it just gets harder now. Like it's I don't know. It's gonna be rough. I'm very interested to see how these games play out. It's gonna be pretty fucking intense.
That being said, though, there is the other side of things, and there can be. This is what I think is really kind of the true like beauty of competitive survivor play. Like I've been kind of hinting at, like this is what requires the most coordination. If there's ever a time your team needs like an IGL, someone calling the shots, this is the killer that you need it against because everyone has to be so precise with their positioning, their call outs, who's going where and who's with each other. Like honestly, this, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but we'll see on a map like Azrael's Resting Place. Sometimes Twins is played on Suffo Pit. They're usually on a map that's easily 3-genable, but this is a match that could take a long time because you need to go back to the other side, reset, go in pairs, attack the map together, go back if you get injured, and just keep reset. Like, I'm telling you, the coordination that is required to go against this killer, and we see this is why it's so frustrating to go against them in public matches, right? Because there's no coordination in solo queue. It's just a complete circus of everyone running around and there's no coordination. Then all of a sudden you look up and it's like, why are 3 of my teammates slugged on the ground in 5 gens? Well, it's because of the power of Victor and Charlotte being able to control areas in the map. So this is what I personally love to play in. This is what I love to watch. If survivors make mistakes, they are going to pay immensely for it. So
I feel like it's like I feel like the easy assumption is that whenever this killer is available to be picked in comp, it's most likely to be expected as well. Especially whenever it's in, in a split pool and Nurse is not in this pool as well, so they're going to pick them. So I feel like with that expectation, then it's realistic to assume that these teams have prepared for this. Like they probably knew they were going to go against this killer, and they knew that they needed to actually practice and prepare because of how perfect or how damn near perfect you have to play to actually succeed as and against the killer.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It feels like one of those, like, I feel like to me, Twins feels like one of those obvious, like, standard, like,
Yep.
I'd imagine even back before, like, the comp scene had these, like, big rule sets around all the other killers to make them more viable. Twins was probably one of the more common ones you saw, right? Like,
100%.
I'm sure if there's any killers that like comp players have the most experience against, it's probably like Nurse and Spirit, and like Twins
Blight.
is probably up there. Yeah, Blight, and then Twins is probably up there somewhere too, right? Like, I'm sure most people have a lot of experience against them. Anyone that's been in the comp scene for a decent amount of time probably has a lot of experience. But that being said, like, it doesn't make it any easier. But
No.
at least they should know what they're doing.
And on top of that, we've kind of mentioned this already, but up until pretty recently, there haven't been that many perks banned against the Twins from the Survivor point of view. You used to be able to run We're Gonna Live Forever, Botany Knowledge, Self-Care, all these perks that help you reset and get your pressure back versus Twins if you end up making a mistake. They don't have the ability to use those in any of this. Like, it is even that much harder for them to have that designated hit taker, designated resetter. Like, they're going to have to get creative, and they're going to have to really play coordinated as a team, more so than we have seen thus far in the entire event.
This is gonna be intense. Like, fuck, man. Like that. I honestly didn't even really truly like internalize like the lack of like perk selection and even if it's small, just what that entails, just due to what those perks are and how important they would be if they were available. And it's fucking terrifying, dude. Like,
Yeah, I feel like Twins, like, with like even just like We're Gonna Live Forever, like having that perk versus not having that perk is like such a big deal, dude. Like, that is, I don't know, man. I definitely think it's gonna play a big role in how this goes. And again, like, just how perfect they have to play, right? Like, one fuck up is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
if there's ever been a time to channel your motherfucking inner El Hugo, by God, you better find it, bro. You better go, like, get up, like, take it, walk around your house, find it. I don't know where you placed it, but I hope you find it.
Go make a fucking El Hugo shrine and align your chakras and say your prayer.
Align something for the love of God.
Find Nirvana, the Nirvana of El Hugo. And
God,
be ready to channel that shit.
I'm terrified, bro. I'm terrified if just one little thing goes wrong in the beginning of these games for the Survivor, or hell, even the killer, man. Like, that could truly be it. Like, this is intense.
This is actually really intense too, because it's actually going to be Jinx's killer first because of the ABBA system, the old ABBA Dancing Queen system. Yeah, the old classic. Yeah, classic. But because of that,
you can jive.
You can El Hugo.
I just hope they actually have the time of their lives in the cuckening.
Stop! I'm trying to make a point. All right, the point is that Cookies is the first Survivor team, and they're the team that is down by a lot. So that's gonna make, like, I think this is like this first game is gonna be like the crunch time game, right? Like, these survivors need to play fucking perfectly here if they want a chance to win, because they are down by a lot after that first game. Like, it is a big deficit. They need to basically, like, shit on the Twins player, and then whenever they play Twins, they need to shit all over them, essentially. Like, it has to be so good. So if the Twins start to pop off here, it's essentially GG. Is essentially what we're looking at.
I mean, if these survivors, like, actually pull this off, that will be insane.
Right?
That will truly be insane.
Right.
Like, number one, man, the map, like, I feel like the Twins have so much in their favor. I really do. Like, a 3-gen is extremely reasonable on Azeroth's. Like, and if the Twins get that, like, fuck.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, they could just spawn in their game and be in their favor, and it's going to be insanely hard, and just, I don't know how realistic it is, to be honest. Like, this is why they're playing. This is why they're here and I'm not. This is why I'm sitting here on my fat ass fucking talking about
Right,
it.
same,
because
dude.
I wouldn't want to be in this situation, because I don't see a way out of it. I really fucking don't. But I'm hoping for the best. El Hugo, God, do what you got to do. I believe in them. I have faith, and I hope they do well. I really do.
Same. I really want to see some like cracked out survivor play against twins in like one of these matches. You know, again, it wouldn't surprise me at all if like every twins player in the tourney ends up just or ends up just 4K'ing. Yeah. But I would love to see. Yeah, I would love to see like one of the games where the survivors like do get the better of them and do.
That's why I'm trying to have faith because, like I said, they've had to prepare for this. This is such a to be expected pick. Especially I feel like with the pool system, the killer pool system that's in place with this tournament, and they knew about it, for a hot minute now. Like, out of the selection of the killers with this round, like they're gonna pick twins. There's no fucking way they don't pick twins.
Yeah. 100%.
So I'm interested to see, look, if they did practice, which they should have, how much it pays off and what they've come up with to try and solve the problem of how to not get cut.
Yeah, it's funny too because when I play on teams versus twins, there's one thing that I say before every twins survivor match. I go, there is no room to be a hero in this match. Like no one can have an ego, no one can be messing around. Like everyone has to be super coordinated or you're gonna look up and the match is over. We see in some of these survivor rounds versus these killers that have a little bit more counterplay in chase or just overall, survivors will get flashy, they'll throw a teabag in there, they'll wave at the killer. There's no room for any of that in this. It's focus and just get everything done that you got to get done.
Yeah, it's like straight up crunch time, dude. Like you just gotta fucking get to it. Yeah, which is cool. Like that's exactly what I want to see out of a competitive setting. You know what I mean? So that just makes it even more exciting. And again, I know we've been it's been a minute that we've been sitting here talking. We're almost in the game. We have everyone in the lobby. There must have been some delay happening. I wasn't trying to bug anyone about it too much because I'm sure they're probably trying to handle it as best they can. But everyone's ready up now, and we're finally getting into the game. Thank you guys for staying patient with us.
Ooh.
Sometimes the in-between lobbies can take a minute, but if you've ever
to have a breather.
Yeah, true. Honestly, it really is. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I'm down to sit here and bullshit with you guys at any point. That's always a good time to me.
Especially going forward, I feel like after these matches, I'm honestly expecting like they're gonna be like so intense. Like I kind of want the breather afterwards. I like not getting right into the next match. Let me calm the fuck down, bro, because I'm nervous, man. I'm truly like at the edge of my seat. I'm shaking my leg. I'm clenching. Like I'm concerned,
dude. Same.
I'm absolutely fucking concerned.
I still am. Like I didn't really calm down that much. Like again, these guys have to play perfectly here. Like dude, like literally, if you look at the score right now, like 38-17, man. Like that's
Jesus Christ, bro, against the twins.
Yeah,
it's so unfortunate. Like it's so much pressure in a match where you're already gonna have a lot of pressure because of the killer you're going against, and I can't imagine what's going through these players' mind. I truly can't. There's so much on the fucking line, man.
Yeah,
just like all the things we've already been through over like the overall mentality that's gonna like naturally happen just because of the setting that you're in and what's going on, and it's just nuts. And like bro, like props to these players for even playing as well as they have throughout the whole tournament, to be honest. Like honestly, like for anybody who hasn't experienced like a competitive experience, like it's crazy, man. There's a lot of pressure, and if you're not used to that, like it gets to you. It really does. But here we are, we're in the game.
Yep. He got a pretty good. I think he got 3 down. No, actually looks like he only has 2 gens blocked down there. So actually not the best. Maybe
switching in the middle. No, I can't tell. He turns really quick whenever he looks looking for somebody. Anybody in the beginning.
This is actually
on this side.
This is actually going to be pretty good RNG though, because there's only 2 gens deep into the map here, which means he's going to have another gen on the other side here.
Yeah,
he potential 4 gen setup.
Yeah, he has like a 4 or 5 gen almost over there, so that's actually kind of nuts. Yeah, that's actually good on it. At first I thought it was bad because Corrupt was split, but yeah, that's actually really good. And he found someone.
Somebody already.
Yeah, there's Lori.
Here we go.
And it begins. Oh no!
A mislead, baby! Get that ass, Lori! Get out! Get out! Run for your life!
Oh, okay. Oh. Round 2. Yo, he's
El Hugo! Kicked him!
El Hugo! Oh, this is not the start that I thought.
The cuckening begins. He still has a chance. It's twins. All it really takes is just one down, like in the near future, and the game could just switch like fucking that, man.
Yeah, he heard someone here too, I think, and now he's gonna get down, and he's gonna come right back, right there in front of him too, like special delivery. Although at this point, again, like you're just a 4.6 killer. Yeah, like they're hit with Oblivious, but it doesn't really matter whenever you're in chase, so this doesn't really do much of anything. It does give you some more tracking on where people are, but I mean, again, doesn't really matter too much. Yeah. This is where we'll likely see what Justyn was saying about the 2-in-2 thing. I'm curious to see how like it comes through. He's gonna be able to recall in about 4 or 5 seconds.
didn't
Yeah.
take the window. That was just either a good reaction or just a good commitment, good read.
I'm pretty sure it was just a good read,
And
but
here they are, like just like Justyn said, they're you know, somebody's there. You know, get down, Mr. President. Somebody's got to be there to take that hit and just
Yep.
not let it happen so early. They just can't afford it.
he was able to recall Victor though here, and this is where it gets kind of crazy because like he doesn't need to chase with Charlotte. He can bust out Victor, and he probably will right now, I would imagine. Actually, well, yeah,
Yep,
there's
you're
somebody
right.
else there to take a hit, but yeah, okay, so they're gonna follow them around so that when Victor gets the hit, they'll be able to kick them immediately. I'm guessing that's why this
Sure.
Jane's here. Man, that's so much. And even
These
here, you can
survivors-
potentially take a hit.
Oh my fucking
no.
god! Not like this. The survivor's doing so fucking well. The killer is just not finding hits with Victor, bro.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
really absurd. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's actually kind of. I would not expect this many. I imagine this is pretty uncharacteristic to see this many whiffs. 'Cause
Honestly, but
the thing is, you're barely even punished though. He comes back in 6 seconds, dude. Like, he comes
True.
back almost instantly.
it's
So you're-
true. But that 6 sequence where nothing was achieved and they're just doing what they want to do.
Oh,
He
she's
bounced it,
alone,
gets the
too.
Down.
She's alone too.
Oh,
Jane got here
fuck.
late, so he's actually gonna get added value out of this too. He'll be able to jump
Gets
on this.
Jane
So
as well.
Yeah.
That was such a good just decision to go over there and look around. Like, holy shit.
yeah, he must have knew that she was gonna go over there to try to get like a little safety net, and that's such good value because now Jane has Victor on too. That's gonna give him some potential tracking as well in case she goes anywhere near any of her teammates because of the killer instinct. He just gets so much from that. And now there's 2 people injured. Like, they're gonna have to be resetting like pretty soon. Otherwise, this might start getting out of hand. Like, this
This is
is
scary. This
Yeah.
is scary. And it's gonna get hairy. Not like this, not like this.
yeah. They managed to pop a gen. He knows where one of them is. Thanks to it, he was able to get Victor back. This is the full health guy, so like he's not in any immediate danger of dying. If that guy was injured, that would be in a really really bad spot.
True. Another gen, like, you know, they were able to, like, you know, waste a lot of the killer's time in the early game. Like, regardless, they still have to use another person to get off a gen to come and actually like guard the injured people, which is rough. But they've still wasted a good amount of time, and he's just guarding this one hook currently.
Yeah. I think if I had to predict what's gonna happen here, I think he's gonna camp him until struggle, and then once struggle comes in, he's probably gonna hop into Victor and start trying to harass and cause some havoc or whatever, because he can
Yeah.
he can use Victor up to like 16 meters away. I think as long as it's, you know, functioning the way it is. We know how
Yeah.
DbD is. So he can use Victor and kind of leave Charlotte parked nearby and kind of go around and harass. I think he might do that once she hits struggle. There she goes to struggle. We'll see what he does.
True. If I were him, I would be concerned with that gen on that far side because he'd want to keep that alive just to like try to guarantee it's somewhat of a 3 gen. Like, it's not a bad
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, so
And
he's
they
going to
are
check on it right
like,
now, yeah.
And he spent a lot of time not checking that, man. He was. I'm not sure why. Like, I don't know.
I think securing this kill is just really important. I think that's what he's trying to
yeah,
do.
I guess so. Yeah.
He got them to struggle, and like there's also like the like 3 and 4 chance that they don't have DS too, which is also
Finds
huge.
him.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out
Someone's
where the other guy is too. Just try to make sure the save doesn't come in.
Victor is on someone else, so he doesn't have that to use. But it's just gonna be.
He'll
a
take
trade
the
and-
1 for 1, and now everyone's injured too, which is fucking huge. He's gonna have Victor back relatively soon. He's gonna hook her. Everyone's currently injured, so this is really fucking this is really dangerous for the survivors. If
And now he just gets to do it again.
yeah. If
Really quickly, I don't want to interrupt you guys too much, but I just noticed that the basement is in main building. I think that we require the killers to bring the basement and shack offering, so we might have a staff decision coming up here. Just
Okay.
a fair warning.
Okay.
You hate
But
to
can-
hear
yeah.
it happen, brothers. You hate to hear it happen. I'm curious as to what.
I
how that
might
actually
have
impacts
to,
it.
yeah, might have to replay this, so we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I'm not mad. I'm down to see another intense game. I'm truly not upset. It's just really fucking unfortunate.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate, especially if this like result ends up being good or bad for one side, and then we'll see. I mean, so far they full reset, so they're doing okay. They're like they're hanging in there. They're playing it about as good as they can, all things considered. They're down to 2 gens left, but they're gonna have to get this unhooked. Like again, they need to get. They need to have a lot of points. Oh, okay. It must be a reset.
Okay,
It must be a reset. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine. Like that was interesting.
Yeah. He did he burn the wrong offering? Yeah, he burned the wrong offering. I was
the
gonna
bloody
say
blueprint that's required. That's the torn blueprint that he brought. Yeah.
yeah. I thought I saw an offering, but yeah, I guess he just misclicked it. That's really unfortunate.
That sucks, man. Like I mean, that game was going kind of either way at that point, to be honest. I guess like it didn't seem too one-sided, right?
Yeah. It seemed like they were doing pretty good. I mean, like it felt like the Twins player there was like gonna get enough, because again, like with how dominant that first round is, like basically he just like their Twins player just has to do a decent bit and it's gonna basically secure the win, right? Like the survivors have to have not a flawless game, but like pretty fucking close, I feel like, to like put themselves in a good position. Yeah, so it felt like the pace they were going right there was solid, don't get me wrong. Like it was definitely a solid pace and the survivors were doing good, but I feel like if it goes to that exact same pace again, I think that might be enough for the killer. Like it definitely felt like he was doing well enough.
Yeah,
and there was still a couple gens, so I don't know.
Yeah, they should just be trying to get immediately back into the game and let it flow. Like I feel like everybody in that game was truly, you know, in their element. And they were making pretty good decisions, and I feel like sitting here wasting time at all is not going to work out in their favor. I really don't.
Yeah.
I feel like they should get back into the game and keep that momentum.
So yeah, looks like what's going to happen here is we're going to have a full restart of the match. Obviously, this match needs to be played again, and a 2-point penalty for the killer, which is Jinx.
Okay.
So
that makes it a little bit more reasonable for Cookies to potentially have a comeback, but it's still, honestly, it's still a pretty big deficit.
Yeah.
Even 2 points is not. It's the deficit's still pretty large.
Yeah, I believe the updated score is 36-17, so still a 19-point deficit.
Yeah.
The math is correct.
Yeah.
Is that what the score was at?
I think it was 38-17 going into this match.
You're probably right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, that helps them out.
Either way, just, you know, one thing to look out for in this match, good teams will always, I kind of hinted at it, but good teams will always ensure that they're never taking a hit from Charlotte just by her basic attack. That is like almost unacceptable because there's no reason you should be,
yeah,
right?
it's
Unless
just a
you're
4-1 killer. Yeah, in comp settings, like, come on, yeah.
You gotta, everything has to be done by Victor, and you have to force him to be the one putting on pressure.
Yeah, which they were doing a really good job of, and yeah, honestly, I honestly feel like it might end up being a rough reset for Cookies, because I feel like that was a pretty good start. Like I felt like he had whiffed a few times with Victor. Like it felt like his start was not as strong as it could have been. And I mean, he still ended up getting some pressure in the mid game. So I guess, like, I don't know. I guess obviously you have to restart no matter what. But I'm a bit worried about how the start this time might go. Like the Jinx might end up having a stronger start this time around if he does a little bit better in the early game.
Potentially he gets a three corrupt block on the other side. So I mean, it seems like a pretty similar situation. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yep, he has a 3-gen block on that side. No longer like a potential like 4-gen on one side, but let's see how he handles it with Victor. He's gonna be running in and trying to predict the spawns. Based on him spawning on like the dead middle like that, I think he knows where they're gonna be. I think at this point most people are pretty disciplined in knowing generally where they spawn.
Find somebody. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know, does he get successful early with Victor this time or not? And it looks like he might.
Oh, he's being patient.
This should be a hit. Oh no, he canceled it.
Yeah, he's being real patient.
There we go.
Yeah, he wants to make sure he gets it, which is probably smart. He's also getting killer instinct, so he knows where a bunch of other people are.
True. Oh god,
he's getting so much info.
This is what they did very well to avoid in the last match, and it helps. But now he gets to possibly start the cuckening very early, and this might not be good.
Yeah, I imagine a teammate will probably be coming by relatively soon because the timer's starting to get low to the point where he can recall.
Oof, got stuck.
I kind of benefited him in a way though, because I don't think she was able to see.
Yeah.
Well, give him a couple more seconds here, and Victor will probably be getting this down. Or actually, he can just M1 him. Oh, the dead hard. Yeah.
And somebody's here to finally fucking body block for him.
That's actually kind of okay to get the dead hard out of the way, and then there's the force penance coming through, which is also huge. I think force penance is going to be big with these body block plays. So getting a lot of value out of that. She's not going to be able to heal for a long ass time.
She's going down for it.
Yep. And going down to Charlotte. Like we were actually just talking about that. Although you were at like LT walls, and I think you were going to be dead there no matter what. But now he's open to slugging, right? He got that down with Charlotte, so now he's
Oh no, Michael Jackson,
here
this
we go.
might be it.
Yeah, here comes the pressure. He can park Victor on top of her body. He can hook this guy.
Not like this, bro.
Oh, this is not.
This is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
This is so unfortunate.
He has so many options now of what he can do. He can just keep an eye on both these guys. He can just leave that guy on the ground. I think he's gonna opt to hook him, but There's just
Why
so many
not?
options of what he can do now. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
There's a hook
like,
right
look-
here. Oh
Come
no.
on, bro. This is fucked. I think they were luckily here to save, but what's it actually gonna do? Like, you know,
Do they even have borrowed time? Like,
Exactly.
see, it seems like they
It's a
do
free
because she's not
window.
dead harding. I know she has dead hard, so she probably would have dead harded without it. I would assume.
I'm assuming that they're gonna go save now as well. He's getting
Oh,
that
and he
from
gets the down on her too through the
shit.
pallet.
Does she have the yes?
I guess we're gonna find
Guess we're
out.
gonna find out. Oh,
Yeah, he got his Victor back.
I'm assuming they do.
Oh,
Dude, a little bit too late.
They don't have DS rather.
Yeah, no DS. If that drive-by firecracker would have worked,
Bro,
though, imagine. That'd have
If
been
somebody
sick.
gets a firecracker in this whole tournament, I'm gonna be so fucking happy.
This is really not good, though. They still don't even have a
No.
single gen done, and now Nia's on death hook. Oh no, there's so yeah. This is what I was talking about before about how the start last game was so much better, and if they got off to a bad start, and this is the bad start. He's trying to find the people that unhooked, and like he's trying to find them resetting because he knows that they're probably off resetting somewhere. And he managed to find the Lori.
Missing a leap. That's you know that's what they want. That's wasted time. He's not achieving
Yep.
anything. Like they're still on the hook, and
She
he still
might-
gets to do whatever. But
Yeah, she might be able to get the unhook now too, which is going to be a big.
and she gets it.
Yeah, that was a big difference maker for her whipping that hit, but I think they'll still be relatively okay. He's probably gonna want to He's gonna want to. He has so much time. Like he's probably gonna end up having to wait for Victor to come back. But honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like they don't have a single gen done. He can literally take all day with this, and it's still gonna be probably the right decision. So he's gonna wait for Victor to come back. The survivors are gonna have to make some really good coordinated plays here to keep her alive. Otherwise, this is gonna get really ugly.
That's a pallet left back up there for them to use later as well. Jane here for taking a hit to try and ensure that they don't go ahead and get knocked out of the game.
Yeah, recalling Victor. Force penance comes through on Jane. Nobody is healthy. Two people are broken and can't even get healthy. He locates the Nia who's injured. He's actually going to be going for others. At this point, though, if he finds anybody alone, he could just start snowballing. And I think that might be what he's trying to do. I think he recognizes that this Lori is relatively alone, and he's just like, all right, well, let's do it. You know, no one's here to kick him. Yeah.
Looking for something else with Victor as well. Might as well.
Yeah, so
Into the
there's
locker they go.
there's the locker to try to stop the snowball, but Nia didn't
another
go
down.
in. She might be able to vault down and kick. That's what she's trying to do, but she gets it.
Body.
But honestly, he's probably gonna go over and kill that Nia. She's on death hook and he knows it.
There it
So
is,
yeah, and the whole time he's doing this, they can't really pressure gens. They have to pick up that dude on the ground. They also have to try to heal each other and get not injured so this doesn't keep happening. This is not good. This is not good for Cookies at all.
No.
It's kind of
pressuring
seeming.
gens. They're working with 4 stacks of thanatophobia against
Yeah,
them. So
true. That's
How do you
also
even
true
take it
as
off,
well.
man?
We didn't
Holy
even
shit.
say that the killer has Thanat. You guys can't see it. Yeah, but the killer does have Thanat, and then so that's even more pressure to come through. Trying to do gens and work against these guys while injured just doesn't really work. Another down.
Jeez.
Everyone's injured, so Victor can just do whatever he pleases.
This might be the way the cookie crumbles, friends. This might be it.
Oh, got
This
her before
might
going
be
to the
it.
locker. Yeah, this is yep. This is definitely
know.
not. It's definitely not it. It's definitely ain't it at all.
Oh no! Who has Unbreakable?
I'm not even sure. Victor's blocking to pick up. All right, nothing there. Let's see if we can take a quick look around. The guy that's stuck right now has Unbreakable, so we'll be seeing the Unbreakable.
Using it. That's good.
I mean, some gen progress happening over there, but barely any. Like that gen was brand new with 3 stacks of Thanat, so that's going to be taking a long time to get done.
That's rough. The amount of pressure that's been applied this entire game, plus on top of that, all the the penalties from thanatophobia that's been denying quick progress at least, or quicker than it could be.
Yep.
This is fucking rough. Like I mean.
Yeah, like not only are these, not only is it looking grim, like it might end up just being like a 4K, it's also looking like a 4K without even a lot of gens possibly done too, depending on how this turns out, which is obviously with the lead that Jinx already had, it's kind of looking, already it kind of looks like it's not going to be, I don't see a way that they come out of this in a way where it's even possible for them to win. Like this has just been a dominating performance, honestly. Yeah, down goes Jazzy. There's only the Cheryl left somewhere around. But even here, he could just patrol back and forth between the hook and the slug, and like, what can you do?
He could just leave Victor, just go ahead and hook the other. Like,
I'd imagine they might just be trying to get a gen done. just to get some points or something. I don't know. Like, what do you do here?
I'm honestly not sure.
Oh, and yeah, he found her. Yeah.
I thought I heard him.
Unbreakable's been used too, so yeah,
That's
that's it. 3 gens left. That has to be unwinnable now for Cookies. Like, you don't even need to get a mathematician in here. That has to be unwinnable. That was such an insane performance.
I'm assuming, yeah.
That was so good.
It's a result that we have seen so far in the tournament by a killer. 4K at 3 gens has not been done so far.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that is nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
That restart, man, like that was an entirely different game. Like it honestly was, and it's like that's just really sucks. That's extremely unfortunate. It really is.
Yeah, that is definitely really unfortunate for Cookies. I mean, they were doing pretty well the first game, but even the first game, it was still looking like it could snowball. But this one was just complete. Like, they just demolished them.
This one went from snowball to an avalanche. Like, what the fuck were you gonna do?
This is exactly what Justyn was saying though. Like, the second you slip up one time, like the second you got those 2 downs early on, dude, you just never able to recover, man. Like, it's so hard to come back. Like, as long as the Twins players are constantly applying pressure, constantly getting like damage states, you know, they have to take hits for each other, which then makes them broken with forced penance. It's so hard to like come back from it, man. There's just nothing you can do.
No, like getting that hook and being able to leave Charlotte at, you know, like at that body and just being able to come back as soon as something happens, or making a read on timing in general and coming back before it even happens and meeting them when they're on their way. It's too much, man. Like getting started with Twins, once you get started, it's hard to actually stop them. Like it really relies on the Twins player to make some really failed decision making, but it's kind of hard to do when the right choice is that obvious.
Yep. That's crazy, man.
Fuck.
What a game. So now I guess we'll be waiting to hear from the staff about whether or not the other game will be played. I know the last time
We're
something
moving
happened.
on.
Oh,
We're moving on. Looks
Okay.
like, yeah.
I respect that.
Given the
Respect
result,
that.
and I think those guys had some scheduling issues anyways, we'll be moving on to the next matchup, which is Demise versus BaldSquad. We will have another series of Billy
I'm excited for
and
this one.
Twins.
Same.
It looks like, I think I said this earlier, but just to repeat, BaldSquad chose Billy, Demise chose Twins, and Billy will be played first by BaldSquad.
Nice. See, I'm real excited for this one because these are a lot of the people that I know. You know, these are a lot of people that I get in my lobbies. You know what I mean, on the regular. So I'm excited to watch these guys. Honestly, this is gonna be really cool. And again, awesome killers. Like, I'm excited to see more Billy. I'm also excited to see how these guys handle Twins too. But yo, I mean, congrats to Jinx, man, going through to the finals. That's they've been playing really well today, like really well. I've been pretty impressed. So excited to see them play in the finals, man. It's cool to see. We're gonna get one of these 2 teams going up against them too, depending on who moves through.
Oh God, the Twins. It's so rough. Like you truly just can't afford to fail, and it's hard, man. I can't.
I'm kind of sad we only got to see one of the Twins. I mean, I know we're about to see more, but dude, I want to see more Twins now, man. Like
Same.
I want to see more. That was crazy.
Fucking same.
And this
go ahead. No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's crazy that Twins have progressed so, like, in such an interesting kind of trajectory across their time of being out in terms of being played in comp. Like, when they started out, they were considered like a stronger killer because no one knew what the hell you were supposed to do versus them. Then teams figured that out, but you were allowed the healing perks and the perks that help you reset versus them when that snowball and that pressure starts to come into play. And, you know, they got a little bit weaker. And now we have the specific perk bans for all those healing perks against them. And it's like, it just makes it that much more difficult once they get going to stop it.
Yeah, it feels like once you get to a certain stage of the game, like that match, it felt like once I got to a certain stage, it's just over. Like, it's just over. It's like it's basically in the hands of like the killer, and as long as they play it correctly, it just didn't really feel like there was much of a chance to come back at all, which is just rough, man. It's so rough. Like, it's so tough to have a killer where like one mistake like that. Like, it's interesting because like the other killers that we've seen today, like a lot of the other killers, it's like if you made a major mistake, it would put you in a bad spot. But with that bad spot, you could still make some stuff happen, right? You can still get some gens done. You can maybe get all the gens done. You can maybe still get like a couple people escaping. Whereas I feel like with Twins, you get put in that bad spot and they were literally just dead on the spot. They didn't get to finish any gens. Like it didn't go from like, oh, okay, we're in a bad spot, but we managed to get a couple more gens done and got some more points. It was like, no, you're just 4K'd. You're just 4K'd right then and there, you know, like no more points. and it's just
you're punished so hard. Like
yeah,
it's fucking insane, man. Like it's so rough. Like God, I truly can't like actually get like I don't want to say it's disheartening, but like they know how perfect they have to play. So like they're gonna notice all their minor fuck ups, and that's just gonna weigh onto the pressure like that's already fucking there. But that's why I'm even more excited to see the teams coming up, because you know, the teams that we just saw, they're very fucking good clearly, but these teams are very, very good as well.
Yeah.
If I mean, honestly, like if there's any teams in this tournament like that I think do have a really, really good chance of honestly playing perfectly against somebody like the Twins, it's probably one of these teams. Like it honestly is. Like these people on these teams, like they got the motherfucking power of OhTofu. I promise you. I've experienced it way too many times in my life. Yeah, same. Whenever you go back on it.
Yeah.
But they like I've played against a good amount of these people. I know how they play. I know how good they fucking are, and these people know how to play the damn game. They truly do.
Absolutely. They sure do, and I know for a fact that they have the practice first Twins and the experience first Twins that's going to help them out. That being said, like it's interesting because that Twins match that we just saw, it looks so dominant. It's like, what the hell do you do against that? And it looked like it was the killer was in complete control, which they were. But that, like, really, like, if the survivors are playing perfectly, they should still be able to control the overall pace and the overall flow of the match. Yeah. Like, if the Twins is playing perfectly, there's no doubt they're going to get at least a somewhat decent result. But if the survivors are playing perfectly, it's like a real possibility that like they do not have any hook stages until endgame, or like they might not even get a single. I've seen it before. They have gotten 0 hooked, like legitimate teams. Their Twins players have gotten 0 stages against a survivor team that's playing perfectly. So it's just like the level of coordination and everything that goes into this is, I almost wish that people could listen in on their comms, because like when people think of, you know, Swift OP, Swift Team 6, whatever you want to call it, like this is where that's happening. More so than almost any other killer. It's just, you see it. You make one mistake, one person's caught out of position, one person makes a wrong decision. It is over in the matter of moments.
And even for majority of people that have experienced, like, you know, any of these players just in normal queue, even if you got bodied by them, you still probably didn't experience them when they're actually communicating fully, and like when it's completely like nothing but efficient, productive communication that leads them to the win. Like majority of the time, bro, even when they're playing like for fun and just fucking around with friends, like their experience and their skill of the game doesn't disappear. Like they played for so long where they just naturally know what to do. Like honestly, they're gonna do well without communication, to be real. It's just with this type of communication and how fucking precise it is, and how great it is, like fuck, it's actually insane when at this high of a level. It really is. I'm gonna go use the bathroom as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, yeah, sounds good.
And just to, you know, I know we talked about the killers specifically and mainly being Twins, but in this specific matchup we have here between BaldSquad and Demise, you think about what's going to be the difference maker, what's going to be the X factor in this match, right? In the Twins match, it's going to be both of these teams are experienced versus Twins. They know how to play versus them. They know what to do. It's going to be which survivor team doesn't make that crucial mistake that leads to that snowball for the killer, right? In the Billy game, it's almost the flip opposite. We have what I assume is going to be very track disco. We see him here now for the Billy game, and Nightlight, I think, is going to be playing Billy for Demise. I don't know if it's going to be any of the other guys. I know they have some Billy players on their team, but I think he's going to be playing for them, considering he's the most experienced comp killer player. And in that game, this Billy match, which is going to be played first, it's going to be which killer is playing well and making the right decisions, because as we saw before, Billy game can go either way as well. You know, they can get run for 5 gens and get, you know, not a single hook until endgame, or they can get someone down early and really take control over the match. So it's going to be kind of one of these matches where it's a chess match. It goes back and forth, and the X factor is going to be first between the Billy players, who's going to end up, you know, making the right decisions and playing better, versus the survivor teams in the Twins match in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like the Billy match is the more relaxed match. I don't think anything is going to be more relaxed, but I think Billy will be a little bit like of the easier matchup here for the survivors. So I would imagine, in my eyes, it feels like the Billy players just need to make whatever they can happen, and then the Twins matchup is going to be where shit gets really intense.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be the difference maker in the end game as well for Billy. Like I was saying before, that's where he really makes up a lot of the ground that he misses during the early and mid match.
Yeah. And here we are with Disco, starting off with Billy. Same add-ons of low pro chains and Doom and Grave. Dude, if you would imagine if he caught someone in a locker in the first 10 seconds of the match, that would have been crazy. I mean, I love that he checked it, because if that would have been a thing, that would have been hilarious.
True.
Is sound messing up for anyone else, or is it just me?
Yeah, it sounds messed up for me too on the Discord stream.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, restart the Discord stream? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I found somebody. He's in the vine.
Alright, let me know if that's any better.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, he did find GPUs though, and he found him right in the jungle gym, and he just barely managed to not get the hit. He just barely. And he does bamboozle the window though. He does have bamboozle, which seems to be pretty standard on Billy, because windows are just absolutely nuts. No way he can make anything happen with that pallet. And again, GPU is someone I know who's definitely a Billy player, so he's gonna fully understand the counterplay to Billy, and it's gonna be very, very difficult to make something happen on him. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see if Disco can make something happen here. He pulled out that chainsaw to zone him away from the window. Not sure if he could actually get a curve here. He'll need a little bit of a mind game. Didn't quite get it, and it also gives him the window too. That's really unfortunate. That was definitely an opportunity though. If he could have got him to, if he could have misstepped even a little bit, that was a chainsaw 100% right there, like 100%.
Window, nothing there.
Yeah, he has this window now too. He's gonna bamboozle this, and the other window is still blocked, so that's gonna force GPU to leave, or is he gonna leave? Uh-oh.
This might be a chainsaw here.
Oh no, Disco!
Fire barrel.
Oh no! I think he didn't mean to pop it off yet. He probably meant to 99 it. He has the locker here too. Oh no!
Ooh, actually, we're fucking reacting.
El Hugo!
Hugo.
Oh,
reacted
Hugo.
to the bump. Has another window.
Oh no!
The chainsaw again was extremely indecisive.
Dude, this is
not looking good. This is a lot of time wasted.
This is that feeling too, dude. When this starts happening to his Billy, man, it's hard to get it back. Like he needs to reel it in. He needs to reel it in, like get his composure and get this shit together. It's very, very hard when this stuff starts happening.
Finds it here. Good shit.
Yeah,
good
there he goes.
commitment. He had to get that. Like he couldn't afford to lose her anymore, or else.
Yeah.
Like fuck, man.
That was already so bad. Like, obviously from fucking GPU side, he played that really, really well, but Disco definitely fucked up a lot there, and that's probably gonna cost him a bit. They got a lot of gens done, and it took him a while to get that done. And he also he really only eliminated pallets in that back of the map, right? Like that back side of the map has like a pallet gone. But that's really it. Like the whole center of the map still has a ton. So it's not
just
really
the added pressure of the whole everything he was doing not working out over and over again, like that gets to you, and that affects your gameplay going forward unless you reel it back in and chill the hell out. But he found the Nancy coming off the hook, and I was looking for something else.
Yeah, that was a really good, I think that was a really good saw, because I think he was trying to juke away from it, and they ended up juking into it from the misdirection. But he can't really make anything else happen here. He's not going to bother chasing Nightlight away. He's going to
anything here.
Come back to this gen. He's not even going to bother with the guy that he downed.
Is injured as well. She has nothing.
Yeah.
She has nothing here.
There actually might be a pallet. Yeah, there might be.
She has a pallet up here, but he's revving, and he has the right add-ons, but...
Yeah, she has enough.
Another pallet here.
She has another pallet inside too. She has enough.
Can we see the thing? Let us see it.
I mean, it's possible. Nope.
Oh, he chooses to leave again, trying to find somebody else.
Oh, this is a bad spot to be in, man.
Fuck, man.
Now the down that he has is gone too, so it's on the loose. He also has really no gen pressure to speak of. The gens are all split up very, very far apart. This is gonna be really hard to make something happen here.
Interesting.
He's trying to give them a false sense of security to get them to work on the gen so he can catch them in a bad position, but it's not. They're not falling for it. It's not working.
No.
He does manage to catch her. He does manage to catch her here though. All she has is T-walls. This could be something.
But we saw how valuable the T-wall was for GPU earlier as well, so We'll see
Yeah.
what it actually, what that something truly is.
And all he
Good
has to-
fucking decision.
Yeah, and all he has to do is buy enough time for them to finish the gen too, which is what he's doing. Like, it's such a bad spot because if he chases them, like they're gonna pop the gen. Like they're 100%
This
gonna
should
pop
be
the
a down
gen.
here regardless. Unless
Yeah.
he has, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna pop the gen, and there's adrenaline too. Oh
Bless America, bro. You hate to see it
Oh,
happen.
man.
Like that right there, that hurt him. That hurt his soul 100%. He at
this
least has
is
one
really
second
rough.
no way out, but what's it actually gonna do? It's already over halfway over, and by the time it's gonna be over, and they're gonna immediately start on our door. Like that's it.
no. Yeah, he tried to get the
That'd be really
bamboozle
rough.
line game, but they probably were already aware of it because they know he has bamboozles, so they got out of there. And yeah, I mean, he has no end, so he could try to make something happen. No way out's gone, so they're gonna be working on the gates. But man, he just, at this point, it's just damage control. He just has to find a down. He's trying to, what he's trying to do right now, I think, is he's trying to find someone out of position so that he can just get, oh, there goes no end
it's
too.
gone. But that's what happens when it comes to really experienced players, and that's what these players are. They're not looking to be out of position. They're not going to be. They know how to play Billy. They know what the Billy's looking for.
Yeah.
And you can fucking tell. Jesus.
Yeah. This is
The
rough.
door's open.
Yeah, the other door's open, so he's still trying to make a play on the survivor that's here. The survivor's full health though, so he's gonna have to really get like a chainsaw for it to matter.
Exactly.
And it's so difficult. The chainsaw and experienced survivor at LT walls is so hard.
Bro,
Like,
they've been making like each one of them hasn't failed at the LP walls. Like they've made fucking the best reads possible. It's actually absurd, man.
yeah, these are all very, very experienced players. It's very difficult to get a chainsaw on these guys.
Nothing. Look, no one was there. No one's going to be there because they know you want them to be there.
Yeah,
This is OD.
man. I imagine they're probably slowly making their way towards that gate. I think they might all be out now. There they go. Oh,
That's it.
man.
Jesus Christ.
That was a fucking dominating game from Demise. Jesus, dude. God, that hurt. That hurt to watch.
Nah, it did. And now, like, they have to have the same results on Survivor out there to just even feel comfortable, because you can't feel comfortable being at that much of a deficit going into games against the Twins, because it's not safe. It's extremely, like, it's risky. Like, you have to play perfect. And
Yeah.
this is gonna be rough.
That's
This is scary.
Man, that goes to show like how punishing it can be to just make a few mistakes against a really, really good team of survivors, man. Because like this, he had opportunities to get chainsaws on GPUs early on. It took him so long to get that initial down, man. That initial down just took so long. He whipped a couple chainsaws. He stopped a couple chainsaws short on accident. He kept like messing up. It felt like it might have been a lot of nerves coming in or something, but he definitely misplayed it quite a bit early on, and I mean, they punished it fully, completely fully punished it. Even then, he kind of went for the more, like, even after he got the hook on GPU, it felt like he went for the more riskier, like, trying to make more happen play rather than trying to secure the one kill he had, and even that came back to bite him, because they just played around it perfectly, got all the gens done. Like, the adrenaline timing with Super Aaron Nova at the end was perfect as well. Like, right as he went down, it was just, oh man, that was brutal. Brutal, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah,
that hurts.
that was just top tier survivor coordination and being efficient, and obviously great chases helping them out a lot there. But even still, I feel like there were some opportunities there for Disco to like maybe get a couple of hooks here and there. Like even in the end game, like you have to prioritize finding one of the survivors that is a fresh hook and making sure that you at least get the maximum amount of points that you, or trying to get the maximum amount of points that you have available, whatever is left, because now you're in this hole, one hook stage, and if there's a bad survivor round, it might be over before the second round even starts. So
We
like,
might get cooked out of more Twins games, man. Not like this.
I think these. Luckily, I think these guys have too much pride to not play the match out, and we're so close to the finals anyways. But
Yeah.
it's just it's so tough, man. Like Billy, he's so, we saw it before in the earlier match, and we're seeing it now. It's just, he's such a tough killer to play against good teams and good players, like Ralph was alluding to even before this match. Like these guys all have thousands and thousands of hours. They've played against the best Billies in the world, and they know exactly what to do in almost every situation. They know where to run, what to do at every single tile, and we saw it there, almost a perfect match from them.
Yeah, but I would also argue the same thing about BaldSquad though. I don't think it's going to be any easier on the flip flop
No,
here. Like
not at all.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's going to be just as tough for. I still don't even know which killer player is going to be playing, whether it's going to be GPU or Nightlight or who. But regardless of whoever's playing killer, it's going to be equally difficult for them as well because it's. Yeah, like everyone here, I think, understands Billy counterplay really well. So it's definitely very possible that we see a similar result. Like I don't think it's too far out of the realm of possibility that we see the same thing. You know, I mean, as far as BaldSquad goes, they're gonna really hope for it, or at least hope for not too bad of a deficit if they are behind. You know, like. So, but again, Billy is one of those even though people know his counterplay pretty well, if you do slip up once, I mean, you could have a pretty, you get like a rough situation where someone's like in a basement around a 3-gen or something, you know, and it's gonna get rough. It's gonna get rough. So I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see.
It's just at this level, like when you know that the survivors you're playing against know the decisions that you should be making, and you know the decisions that they should be making, like the depth that adds to the decision making is actually absurd. And trying to make really good reads at that level is insanely fucking hard.
Yeah.
And it's really just some big commitments, and it's fucking rough, man. Like, God.
Yeah, I joke around about it sometimes on stream, but it is a thing, right? Like, for instance, even there at the end, like, Disco was trying to catch him off at that gate out of position, but it's one of those things where it's like, he's trying to fake it, like, so they go out of position, but they know that he's going to do that, so they're going to actually be in a good position, but he can, like, mix that up by not doing that. Like, there's so many layers to the like, predictions that you have to have that also makes it really hard. Yeah, and it's rough, man. It is definitely rough for sure, and it just happened to not go his way at all that match.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot went wrong.
We have to see who's going to be playing killer here. I am pretty sure I know who it's going to be. I think it will be Nightlight, and I know these guys pretty well, so I'd be shocked if it's anyone else. Couple of things that are going to be factors for this. Nightlight's actually from Europe, and I believe a couple of the guys on BaldSquad are from the West Coast, so ping is definitely going to be something that plays into this. And there might be some funky saws going on from their POVs. Also, Nightlight's been playing comp since the beginning of time, and he knows damn well what to do in almost every situation. I'm sure he won't take any risk. He's going to play very, very safe. M1 when he needs to, break pallets and get on people's backs. Try to get them down as quickly as possible. I don't think you'll see him overcommitting to any chases, like kind of like what we just saw there. He's just going to try to secure as many stages as he can and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, it is Nightlight playing killer as well, though, so I can confirm that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a really, really interesting one. I'm excited to see it.
And even though the expectation, is like, or the easy expectation is that they're going to play extremely well too, they feel even more pressure now because that was a pretty big loss. Like, well, what are the points at currently after that game?
I believe the score is 21-2 for Demise.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
They have to catch up. They can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't afford to have a really bad game against the Billy going into the Twins games because there's less of a guarantee. They have to do the same thing. They really just need to make.
I would argue they can't even just have like a neutral game. Like they gotta basically do the same thing that Demise did. I think like they gotta really bring it and perform. And I think if they don't, they're gonna be in trouble. Like, if they go into the Twins game even down like 10-15 points, that's rough.
The odds are really against them in that situation because I mean you have to play well against Billy, but you have to play more than well against Twins.
Yeah, you're really looking at like you really need like 3 out guaranteed, maybe less than 5 or so stages, and even to just be in this one.
Yep, agreed. I think anything more than that, and it's already like getting to the point where it's borderline, like not impossible to come back, but like unrealistic to come back. You know? Yeah. So I guess we'll see, man. I don't know. Also curious too if the builds for Billy have all been like very, very similar. People seem to love the like. It does make sense too, like the no way out no ed combo. on Billy, it does, like, now that I'm seeing how the actual gameplay goes, it does make extra sense, because it feels like sometimes you get locked into a bit of a pallet breaking gameplay, right, where you're just shredding pallets over and over again. So that sounds like it actually, like, even stronger than other killers, because you have the mobility and also the fact that the majority of the pallets will be gone. You can probably make some crazy plays happen just from the lack of pallets. You know, the whole map becomes a big dead zone, and you can just take advantage of your NOED and just down people like crazy. So unfortunate that Disco lost his NOED, you know, like pretty quickly into the end game. But I'm curious to see if we see something similar, right, with Nightlight. So I'm not sure.
I would expect pretty much the same build. I don't think we'll be getting anything really too much off the meta picks here. It's interesting though. Billy's, you know, his ideal build or his typical build has also kind of changed a lot throughout the years. Back before there was more in-depth balancing, you know, Enduring Spirit Fury was a pick that we saw even in public matches. It was the same thing in comp matches. You'd see that from time to time, especially with the stronger, you know, previous version of Billy. He didn't really struggle as much in chase because he had better add-ons and a better base kit. Then, you know, after he got changed, initially it was the gen regression, gen slowdown, ruin pop, you know, sort of picks that substituted the chase perk style. People kind of figured out, well, people are getting better in chase versus Billy, and I can't really keep up with the pressure of the gens going if these guys are running me in the right areas of the map. So assuming they're going to find ruin eventually on a map like Autohaven, because it's pretty easy to find, and considering I'm probably not going to get that many hooks, pop doesn't really make sense either. You know, it kind of shifted towards the, okay, well, maybe I should focus on the end game perks. The perk that, you know, was there before No Way Out was Bitter Murmur, because it paired really well with NOED, finding those survivors in the late game and then trying to slug and snowball off of that. But now No Way Out's just so powerful.
Oh yeah.
If you're able to get even more than like 2 stacks, it's, you just know you're gonna have that guaranteed value there. And you know, he really thrives and makes up for, like I was saying, he makes up for the early and mid game and that late game with that No Way Out and NOED combo.
Yeah, that just feels so good on him. Like it feels like the whole game becomes just setting up a dead zone for your late game build. You know what I mean? Which is just, it just sounds pretty nuts. And it has been pretty crazy to see the amount of value of like No Way Out this tournament. Like, dude, what a crazy good perk that is. I remember when I first saw that perk being released, I was like, it looks okay, but nothing crazy. And now like, the more even outside of this tournament, I've been playing around with it, but also seeing it in this tournament just goes to show like how actual crazy good of a perk that is that they added. It's been quite a game changer, honestly.
Yeah. This is and you just, you know, just to bring up again, like there is going to be a ping difference too, and I'm interested to see if that or how that affects, like, you know, some of the things that go on in this game.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely gonna make it a little bit weird, like getting hit through windows, and some chainsaws like around corners might end up coming through that, you know, might not feel great to go against. It'll probably look fine from our point of view, I'd imagine, but
maybe
yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of rough for them.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm interested to see how the start of this game plays out, because that's really fucking. It matters a lot. Like obviously you have things rely on in the end game, but
yeah,
fuck man.
I think a big thing that I want to say about the early game of the last game is that Disco took quite a long time to get the initial down on GPU, but that chase also didn't eliminate very many resources. And I'm curious to see how this one goes. Like I'm curious to see, because even if the first chase takes a while, if he eliminates like, you know, 6-7 pallets during it, then I think it's still a way better start. So that's kind of something I want to look out for.
Here we go. Maybe starting off the shot to start roaming, finding something.
Trying to find the typical spawns to see if you can find anything, but nothing so far.
And yes, for those of you wondering, he's a legit legacy Billy player.
Yeah, Nightlight's a player that I've known from like 2016, man. He's a real old school DbD player. Like he's been around the scene forever.
Taking me up one. She immediately runs away.
Yeah, gets the initial. This chainsaw is so loud that I'm gonna turn you up, bro.
She's in an awkward position. Oh my god, that was almost the most disgusting raid I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was really well played. She's got to be careful here with the low pro chains. You can make some crazy shit happen here. Well, he doesn't go for it. He instead just takes the pallet break. But again, this is what I'm saying. Like, even if this chase takes a while, look at all the resources he's getting rid of. This middle area is now becoming a big dead zone, which is really dangerous. Yeah, I guess they're down anyway.
And you're right. Like that's the difference so far between the last match and this one. GPU didn't waste anything. He spent the majority of the time on an LT wall, just making the proper decisions. And now we have like what two pallets down at least.
Yeah, and this down did come in faster too, with no gens done yet. I mean, there's one that popped just now, but yeah, I mean, generally speaking, this is definitely not the start you want for BaldSquad. And I think if you're on Demise, you're pretty happy. What is this guy? Is he? What was that? Was he praying? He's just like looking in one direction, and he was just like, yes.
I'm not sure. It might have been some weird stretchy nonsense. I'm honestly not sure what was going on. Maybe he was just literally glancing around the map from that angle. Like, I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah, it definitely might have been. He's nodding his head at him. He's like, yeah, go ahead. It looks like he's gonna just protect this hook. I wonder, he's gonna at least take him to struggle. I mean, we can tell that.
He'll secure this and then go find someone else. There's no reason for him not to, considering how early he got it down. He knows that as long as he gets this guy to struggle, he can find him later on and get him out pretty quickly.
Yep, 100% seems like the play here. I mean, again, they're in such a good spot where like he doesn't need to do anything other than play safe too. It's not like he needs to have a crazy pop-off game. Oh, are they gonna? Oh no, he went to struggle. That was actually really close. But he doesn't need to like have a crazy pop-off game. All he needs to do is just get some points on the board,
But like, where do you run here, right? Look at all this. This is the gas heaven hill in the middle of the map. Resources already gone. They're just dead.
Yep. And like, the resources that were there were gone, so now they just have nothing. He's gonna get the. He got the hook in time. It's okay.
He got saved by the iframes.
That was close. I got nervous for him for a second.
What do we do here?
Yeah, he has so much he can do. He can go after Fosney again, who's on death hook now. He can go after these full health people. I mean, there's only one gen left. He has so many options.
Smart decision. They didn't need to come back. I'm assuming that incorrect read knew that there was a chance he was just going to roam backwards, but she did stay nearby and he noticed that.
Yeah.
The ace went to Shaq, and then at least one of the persons somewhere over there on that gen, they got one.
It's actually really smart of Fosney too to not go for that unhook, because I think that's what he was trying to bait. It seemed like he was trying to bait him to get the unhook so he can come back and kill him, and he didn't fall for it, which is really smart. So that buys him some more time, and he can stay alive a little bit longer.
But he is, essentially confirming another stage. I don't know if they're ever going to commit, because he might decide to go back again, and or they're going to risk it. And that seems to be like what he's doing. He just wants to confirm it.
Yeah, yep. He's going to be going to struggle as well for sure. Ain't no one going to get this hook anytime soon.
Ooh, but he saw him poke out here. He might be able to punish for this.
Yeah, luckily he does have a pallet here. He does get a struggle in the back, so that's 4 hook states already, which is definitely not ideal with 3 gens left if you're BaldSquad.
Ooh, good.
It's the M1, nice.
And she stayed.
Yeah, a bit surprised he was able to get that hit, but he managed. It could have been the ping thing playing a difference too.
Found it again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The good mind games on that back wall, man. A little bit odd that I think she might have been trying to transition from Tata Talib and just happened to get caught out and had to work with what she had. But a bit of interesting positioning. But yeah, he takes advantage and gets a good down. This is looking really good for Demise. Now he's on Fosney too. Fosney's on death hook. It's been long enough that even if she has DS, she doesn't have to worry about it. Yeah, he has
nothing here. They just go down. Those pallets were wasted so early in the beginning of the game, but I mean they had no choice, or else they were just going to go down early as well, or at least increasing the risk. So this is rough.
That's going to be 1 death with still 2 gens left. So
sure.
Also, Disco, who is playing Michaela, is also on death hook, which is something that he's aware of now too. So that's another thing to keep an eye out. If he sees Michaela at any point, he might just switch off of whatever he's doing and go for the kill on her, which would if he can get 2, and there it is, and if that's 2 people out of the game, that's gonna be like borderline impossible to come back from that, right? Like that's
and it's only LT wall, and
there is a strong pallet over there. I think he's literally trying to zone her away from that strong pallet. I think is what he's doing there. He made sure to take it around the side so she couldn't transition.
Committed to it.
Oh man,
he fucking found it. This is not it,
dude. This is
Jesus Christ.
He's really playing this killer so fucking well. Like just just the sharp decision making that he has is like phenomenal. Like absolutely phenomenal.
All the scratch marks.
Yeah, he's just gonna go right past
straight to
him.
another gen, yeah.
At this point, he could probably just patrol around and protect the gens. How far away are they?
Yeah, like anything passes is truly just an added bonus to the lead that they already have, and going into Twins games next, like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's what you can say is it's looking really, really bad for BaldSquad. Really, really bad.
Almost found one through that as well. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he does have bamboozle, so he can get through this window quickly while also blocking it. He's close to overheating, but I think he's gonna go check on the gen again. Try to catch someone in a bad position. Oh, she gets
them too.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
He has 3 stacks of No Way Out and No Ed. So this is... I'm going to do a really quick search just to see no Unbreakable. I just want to do a really quick search because that would be big if they had Unbreakable, but they don't. He saw some scratch marks and he also has No Ed plus No Way Out. So No Way Out hasn't proc, so there's really no danger here. He doesn't have to worry at all about the survivor escaping. There's no danger whatsoever, at least until No Way Out procs. So he can really do whatever he wants here. He can wander around, look around, and he is. I mean, he's just taking his free time to look around and try to find this guy. If he finds him, all he has to do is M1 him. Also, the map's a big fucking dead zone because all the resources that were used. This is a really good spot to be in.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't want to even proc No Way Out in this situation. It's just an indicator, you know, where you're at for the killer. So, like,
he probably is going to want to get his teammate up.
True, but
they're heading towards the corner of the map that he's not at.
Luckily.
So, yeah.
He's gonna be able to get him up, but you know what's that? How much is that gonna do for him? To be honest.
Yeah, they're in the literal opposite corner right now, so he's gonna head back. They got the pickup, but even still, I mean, No Way Out's still not procced, so they still have to do that at some point too. They just did, and now he's here.
Damn, but they had to do it. They had no choice. They had to get started. They had to at least have a fucking chance of doing anything at all. The pallet's still here.
Yeah, he saw the ace in the distance too, so he at least has the information as to where he was and where he was going. That was such a good mind game, dude.
Fucking Christ.
He went for the EU swing. Tried to go for it. Tried to hit him the whole way from I don't know where this guy's from. Tried to hit him the whole way from Europe, but didn't quite work. He also saw ace, so he's probably he sees some scratch marks too, so he knows generally where he's going. He's gonna try to find app, and he found him. That's gonna be. I don't see any way here where this doesn't end up being in a 4K. I don't.
This is it, and he commits here, and
yeah.
what's he gonna do?
No Unbreakable on Nia. No Ed's still up.
Just laying it so far, but that's a 4K.
Yep, that's not what you wanted for BaldSquad. That's the exact opposite we were saying. They needed to basically match the result of Demise's survivors, and this looks like one of those games where it's just gonna be probably over before the final game, because that's gonna be a massive lead.
Yep. And you know, this is kind of what I was alluding to even before the last Billy match that we saw, but that the X factor would be the killer gameplay. We saw like almost a completely different game here where Nightlight was in complete control, even though, like, you know, his first chase wasn't, you know, the shortest. He just played smart. He made the right decisions, made people, you know, get to the part of the map where he wanted them to be, and then took control over from there. The thing that makes Nightlight such a great killer, and, you know, he has tons and tons of experience. That's one thing, obviously, but it's not even that we're seeing these flashy plays and curves that we saw from the other game. It's just the constant game sense, decision making, always knowing where someone's going to be, always knowing what to do. That's kind of the invaluable experience that you get from playing in so many of these matches at such a high level.
Dude, it's honestly so, like, it's like mesmerizing to see, man. Like every little thing, like even that one point where someone was at a T-wall and there was a strong pallet, he like ran the T-wall the wrong way just to zone them away from the pallet. Like every little thing he did, like knowing who to go after, knowing where to go, like knowing where people are going to be hiding. It's honestly so impressive. I think right now he's finding Hatch and trying to, because that guy was going to wiggle, so he's just trying to make sure that nothing dumb happens here. So that's why this is kind of getting drawn out a little bit, but it's just, man, it's really impressive to see, like, all the little things that go into it that like just make him so like efficient, you know what I mean? It's very cool to see. I don't know, it's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even play Killer, he doesn't even play Billy for his own team is the impressive part. Like he
Jeez.
has 2 other people who played Billy ahead of him, and now we see this. He's such a good game sense killer where
like
he can apply that knowledge to almost any situation.
Yeah, again, it didn't feel like not to like, you know, sound bad or anything, but it didn't seem like he did anything like particularly crazy on Billy, right? It's not like he has like these crazy like curves and flicks and fucking wild moves. It was just straight up like good like just killer gameplay, right? Like not anything to do with Billy, just really good killer on Billy, right? Is like what it was. And it was just, I don't know, like pretty much played it to perfection. I don't really think there's anything else he could have done that was better.
His decision making was truly just on point, man. Like he made the most out of everything, and it was just impressive. It was really, really good. Like mechanically, obviously he was there as well, but just having the decision making to back that up that's part of what really matters at high level gameplay. Damn near any game.
Yeah, like literally with any video game, true. Like it almost always boils down to like decision making in game sense is usually more important than anything else in any game. But yeah, and DbD is definitely no different, especially on the killer side. So
Yep.
Yeah, that was nuts.
So I'm interested to know the points are currently now at.
I think they're still being calculated. But,
yeah, when I switched away, it said 37 to 12, so that's like unofficial. It might still be being updated, but
37-12 it looks like,
yeah. So now we're switching over to the Twins games. We're trying to figure out whether Nightlight's playing Twins or if it's someone else. Okay, yeah. So I think we're staying in the lobby. So hopefully this one won't take too long to get started because everyone's still in the lobby and we should be good. But man, that was. That was cool to watch. I don't know, man. As a Billy player, that was cool to watch. Like it was honestly like kind of interesting to see. Like again, like the fact that there was nothing flashy, there was nothing even neat. Like even at that one point where I said like, oh, they gotta watch out for the potential low pro chains here, right? Like he didn't even go for anything crazy or fancy. He just broke the pallet and kept going. But it didn't matter because again, like his decision making, his like overall just like actual like his general killer gameplay was just so good that it didn't matter. Like he just won, you know?
Yep.
It's wild.
And now in this upcoming Twins match, you'll see the flip of this. Well, of the killers being really the X factors or the difference makers in the results. It's basically up to the survivors at this point. Like we've been saying so much before, they gotta really get things tightened up for this one. And again, ping is going to be a factor with Victor. There's going to be some funky hits, and he's going to down people probably, more likely than not. So they got to be ready, and they have to be executing according to whatever game plan they're trying to go with.
And now this is another situation going into a Twins game where the odds aren't necessarily against you. It's just
no, there's a big deficit, dude.
The amount of proper decision making and communication and all of that and how perfect it needs to be, and this is fucking rough. This is terrifying. Like it truly is.
Yeah,
it's just the simplest mistake can just fucking end the game.
And this is very similar to the last set we had too, where like going into the first Twins game, they're gonna have to have like they're gonna have to have a literal perfect game of Survivor here. Yep. Like honestly, if they want a chance to actually win it, I feel like there might be a chance that's like unwinnable altogether. To be, I mean, I guess not really, because I guess if you got hypothetically if you had perfect games on both sides, but yeah, they're gonna need like a next to perfect game against one of like the hardest killers to have a perfect game against. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough.
It's scary. It's scary. I mean, it's doable though. That's at least like a realistic hope that they do have. It's possible at least, regardless of how possible. It is possible. They could possibly do it, and I honestly hope they do. I really do.
Yeah, same. I think it'd be really cool to see. But again, also like, kind of like Justin's been saying, Nightlight is a very, very good killer player who's been around a long time, and probably not the killer that you want to go against in a situation like this where you need to have like a perfect game. Definitely probably a bit intimidating there too. And I don't know. I guess we'll see, man. I guess we'll see.
I don't know. I'd love to, bro. I wish I could honestly listen into what they're talking about right now and just the overall vibe essentially to see where their heads at after these games. To be honest,
yeah.
I feel like that's part of an indicator of how these games might go. To be real.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they let it get to them or if they're keeping
Yeah.
their head in the game or what. But I mean, they could be going into it even like just like expecting this as well, and they might just be having fun with it. Like it's really hard to say, you know.
Yeah, honestly.
Knowing Disco as well as I do, and being a he's a pretty good friend of his and a former teammate of his, I know him well enough to know that he's probably gearing up for this and just forgetting about what happened in the Billy match. I'm sure that they're going to be trying their absolute hardest. He's got too much pride, too competitive to really give up, and
he's a real competitive dude.
Yeah, I'm sure he's leading the charge with these guys right now. The other guys I know aren't really full-on competitive players, but they're all veteran DbD players, and I'm sure they're taking their time to kind of gain their composure and get ready for this one.
Yeah.
I'm doing a vibe check. Doing a quick vibe check.
Yeah, like El Hugo vibe check for sure, for sure.
We can bring in some more El Hugo, you know.
Yes, for the love of God, somebody's got to. They. Ugh.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one for sure.
It's stressful. It's truly stressful. And if I'm stressed, I mean, fuck.
Looks like we're almost ready. We're waiting on like one more person ready up, I believe. So we should be starting relatively soon. I think they're probably just trying to make sure they have everything right. I mean, I imagine going into a Twins game too, they might want to like take an extra second to talk strategy and stuff. Because again, this does require such coordination. I think like having a game plan going into it's really important. You know, I don't think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, ready up and let's just figure it out on the fly. Like this definitely feels like something that you'd want to like get. You'd want to establish a good game plan beforehand. So like give them like, stay patient, everyone. Give them a minute to figure it out because Lord knows they probably need it. It's going to be a fucking hard game. It's going to be a very, very hard game. They need to have a crazy good performance. So we are loading in though. So disregard everything I said because we're loading in. Let's go. Let's go. Man, so yeah, 37-12 is the points, by the way. That is a lot. According to my math, they are down by an estimated a lot of fucking points. A lot of goddamn points.
A fellow mathematician, I see.
Yes.
Good to know you practice.
Yes, of course. I've studied for a long time, so you can trust me.
I can tell. God, I'm interested just to see just how this game starts immediately, just to get a feel of the overall pace. Like, this is scary, man. This is so scary. I'm excited. I'm expecting them to play very, very safe. Like they have to. Like they have to play as safe as they possibly can. But a lot of that, that you can only play as safe as the game allows you. A lot of it's like RNG, depending on what's available on the map. And he's already here, looking to see if anybody spawned down here. I hope the RNG gods bless him and nobody spawned down here, to be honest, because they don't deserve it. They truly don't. they like, why God? Why Hugo? What happened?
It doesn't seem like there is anybody down here, so he might be taking a hike, yeah.
God.
But also that also means that no one's really doing any gens either, though. Like they're kind of all separated.
The three gen is on. Found somebody fucking immediately. God, already gets a hit.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see how they handle this now too.
Now the pallet is here, but what's he gonna do?
He's doing a good job of keeping an eye on him and looping him, so that's good.
Forces the pallet to break, but that's one pallet down and it's in the middle. This is a...
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna be trying to catch off his teammates and probably wait for him to be able to recall Victor, because again, at the end of the day, like Charlotte shouldn't be really getting most of the hits. It should be mostly Victor, although he did just send himself into a isolated T-wall, which is you can literally see him through the wall with Victor. Well, yeah.
There's the down.
Yeah, running to an isolated T-ball might have been a little bit of a questionable play, but he's gonna get him in the basement too. Is there somebody there? He's too far away. He's too far away to make it happen.
Too far.
Oh, this is not what you want at all. This isn't what you want at all, dude.
This is.
Yeah, immediate.
This ain't good.
Yeah, immediate basement hook, and he's gonna be able to run around and do as he pleases. I mean, I think Corrupt was even still up, so like.
Not moving off of the gen and finding it immediately.
Yeah, they get the unhook, but like he's right here,
The question. The question is, do they have DS? You know, was that like a
calculated? I
yeah.
imagine it probably would. He was definitely very far forward, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a bit calculated. I mean, we'll see.
Finds it down. Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
Take it and figure it out.
Even if he eats a DS here, though, the thing is even if he eats his DS, he's still in a pretty good spot, right? That means that our DS is down, and he can continue to snowball from there. So yeah, there it is. There is the DS. That's good. That's good for balls. That's the best case for them, but he's still not in a terrible spot. That's the thing. 3 people are injured.
Goes into Victor, and he just gets to run up fast as all hell. Can make a leap from here. Almost finding it on the vault. That was. I mean, I respect that. I would have went for it as well.
Yeah, yeah. If he would have got it, that would have been insane. But even still, he's still in it. Oh no! She can vault it and kick him. Oh.
God, not like this.
Oh, gets kicked after that one though.
Thank God, somebody had to save it, but I don't know how much it's actually going to do. It does delay it a little bit, but I think it might just delay the inevitable. To be honest, like he just gets to walk up and do what he wants to do.
Yeah, I think he's dead. I think Fox is going to be dead here. This is going to be a second stage. He already ate his DS, so he knows there's no worry about that. I feel like what's going to end up happening here is he's going to die, and it's just that they just need to get as many gens done as they can beforehand. But if they don't manage to get a lot of gens done, then this is going to be. And even here, like everyone's still injured, so Victor's just gonna Victor's just gonna slaughter. He's just gonna slaughter everything.
This is so rough. This is extremely unfortunate. Yeah, Victor in the corner and switching back to pick up and hook.
That's so good on this map too, because like if you guys don't know how this map works, it's got a big choke point in the middle that they have to go through to get from one side to the other. So he kind of parked him right at the end, so that if anybody runs through the choke point, he should get the killer instinct. But he also saw the guy on the side, so he just decides to go after him.
God, another one.
Yeah,
another one.
He is gonna get the unhook? Question marks?
Oh, no, the prompt from releasing Victor just stopped him from getting the unhook there.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. You can unhook with Victor on your back though, right? Unless
you
they
can.
change that.
You can. The timing is just it gets crazy with the other prompt.
Yep. This is. Oh man. I think he probably knew that the one going for the unhook was the one with borrowed time too. So he probably was able to predict the fact that they might not have it on the other guy. Oh yeah, this is not great.
Just pure chaos, just as we expect when you lose that early pressure on the survivor side, and it's like, what do you do from here? It's like, okay, well, we got to go save this guy, but we also have to do generators, but we're all injured. Yes, the natophobia, force penance is keeping us broken. It's just everything going right for the killer and everything wrong going for the survivors.
Yeah, this match is over for sure. There's no way they're coming back for this, especially with the big deficit they had from the first game. This is GG's. We're definitely going to be seeing Demise in the finals, like 100%. So
this is the epitome of the cuckening.
True.
Like this was the cuckening. This just sucked.
Even him knowing that he's over here, like such a good game sense move, right? To just know that he's not even anywhere near his team and he's over here trying to reset. It's just such a good game sense. You know what I mean? It's nuts. Just so efficient in everything that he does. It's wild.
Just keeping track of everybody in the back of his head, just always constantly thinking about other players' movements and where they should be, what they it's.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's part of what led to the domination. It's actually insane. The game was kind of just over like that, to be honest.
Yep.
And again, the best result in the entire tournament on killer side, again, from Twins. 4K at 3 gens earlier, now 4K at 4 gens.
Yeah,
to see if even Nurse or Blight or any other killer that's going to be played in the finals cannot do that. I'd be shocked, though.
Jeez.
Such a high risk, high reward killer.
Oh yeah, it's just so snowbally, man. If stuff starts to go south, it goes the whole way south, dude. You're just done. You're just fucking done.
Oh god, I can't. This is so rough. I mean, does this secure the win for them?
Yes, easily. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, the survivors got 2 points here from a single generator getting done, and killers getting a maximum. So I think it's safe to say this one's over.
Yeah, it's definitely over. Demise is going on, so it's going to be Demise and Jinx in the finals. But before, I don't want to hype that up too much because I think I don't know if we're still going to do the last match.
They'll be playing it. Yeah, they'll be playing
good.
it.
Because I would like to see Demise go against Twins. That's something I really want to see. They're going to be going into the finals, so I would like to see them play against Twins before they go to the finals and probably play against them there too. So I think that'll be really cool.
bro. It's twins. It's a lot to deal with, man. It's so much to deal with. Like,
Yeah.
There's so much power in being able to control like that many areas at once with two different like characters you get to control. Like it's honestly absurd.
Yeah, and just
especially on a map like this.
And Victor is just so like, dude, it's just so crazy to like, you just can't avoid him. Like, you literally just can't avoid him. Like he gets going, and if you get people in a bad position where people are split up and injured, he's starting to do some parkour right now, which I can respect. But yeah, it's just so tough to deal with, man. So, shit. GG's,
I
dude.
mean, bro, there's like just not much to say. It was so dominating. They just didn't get to achieve much at all. Like, he was on top of their shit the entire time. He got that. He found Nancy so early, and just like everything went in his favor from there. Like nothing went wrong for the killer. Like nothing did.
Yeah, really good. That's why like I really every Twins game so far, and by every Twins I mean we've only had 2, but so far both the Twins games we've seen have been just dominating games, right? It was a 4K at 3 gens, a 4K at 4 gens. That's why I'm really glad these guys are playing this final match, even though the result doesn't matter. True. Because I want to see like how Demise handles Twins, right? I want to see a team of survivors actually like pop off and do well against them. So I'm hoping that's what we'll see here. Because I think that's like the major thing that we're missing right now, and I just want to see it. You know, I want to see Twins not go completely ham.
Yeah,
yep. It's what makes playing Survivor against them just so tense and so gratifying, and feel like you're being rewarded a lot for practicing, preparing, and then executing a game plan versus them, because it really requires the most coordination maybe out of any killer you'll see.
Yeah, which is really cool, and that's why I feel like as we get higher up into to these better and better teams, I feel like we're hopefully going to see it more and more. So.
Oh yeah, just wait. You think this is good killer gameplay? Nightlight is a pretty renowned nurse main, and
yeah,
you will be seeing that in the finals.
I've seen a little bit. The little bit of like calm gameplay I have seen was mostly just like Xeno and Nightlight killing the fuck out of everybody on Nurse and Spirit. So I vaguely am aware of it, and I'm definitely excited to see it. So I mean, yeah, I think the finals are going to be really fucking cool, man. I'm really pumped for the finals.
Same. I feel like that. I mean, given with how these twin games have went, are we expecting like Nurse Twins in the finals as well? Like,
so yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say. I'm not sure. So even I'm not really sure about the final round. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're playing a best of 3 as opposed to a 2-map set.
So how it works is it's a best of 5. It's
best of 5.
Yeah, let me pull up the pool.
Got a marathon series coming up.
Yeah, so it'll be in this order: Nurse, Blight, Spirit, Twins, and if it goes to a game 5, they'll be able to pick one of those 4 killers to play.
So we can see everything.
Yeah, we'll see everything.
Oh, fucking
we'll see at a very minimum of Nurse, Blight, Spirit.
And the difference is going to be, instead of it being like a cumulative score throughout the entire thing, it'll be if you win the Nurse game, you win that game, and then if you win the Blight game, you win that game.
Yeah, so basically each map is it's like a win.
So each killer, like the teams win.
Yes.
Yeah, so teams win a killer set, and then you go to the next killer set, and it's whoever wins 3 first. Essentially, what you're saying.
Correct.
So it's best of 5. Gotcha. That's cool. I like that one. Yeah, that's really fucking cool. So wait, what were the first 3 again? Can you tell me them like?
Nurse,
Spirit, Blight.
Spirit, Blight, yeah.
Nice, good, because
we'll see the top 3 for sure.
I really wanted to see Blight. I really wanted to see Nurse, so that we're guaranteed to see those now, which is awesome. That's cool.
And we get to see the new Spirit to see how she does versus Survivors as well. Her just being reworked and not, arguably not as strong as she was before. We'll see how she gets to do.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that one too. That's another big thing I was like kind of wondering about, is like how good Spirit's going to be, and like if people were going to play her, if they were going to avoid playing her. But nice to know that they can't avoid playing her. So good, because I want to see her. All right, map is set. Offering is good. We're just waiting on the survivors to join up. We're missing like 1 person, I think. Man, I don't even know what to say. I feel like on almost every set today, I feel like I've had so much to say in between games, and this one's just like, like all I have to say is just like, bro. You know?
Exactly. There's not much to say because there's not much for them to do, man. Like that's just. I feel like that's just the nature of playing against Twins, and I feel like what we just witnessed is honestly to be expected. So well, I mean, to be expected is exactly what happened. So. Yes, like, yup, it happened. It's just unfortunate as hell. However, I like you. I am truly interested to see how they play against the Twins, and if they're able to truly fucking tame the Doofinator 5000.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't do well. Nightlight is he doesn't even really play for this team as his primary team. He's the captain of Team Agony, who is not playing in this team, but he has, you know, stepped up and is filling in on this roster for Team Demise. The other guys don't have probably nearly as much experience versus Twins as he does, but he knows, obviously, with his experience, precisely what you need to do, and he will I'm more than certain that he will be IGLing this game. He will be calling the shots. He will be telling everyone what to do. So I'd be surprised if they don't do well with his experience kind of leading the charge.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. They're all readied up too. We're starting to get it rolling. So yeah, hopefully we see the cracked out survivor play that we've been waiting for, where like they actually managed to like beat the Twins. Because so far, dude, Twins. I mean, again, it's only been 2 games, but so far they kind of seem like an unstoppable killing machine right now. And like, I don't know. I definitely want to see some actual good counterplay. So I guess we'll see. We loading in. I also we didn't really even talk about the build last game, but it was the exact same build as the previous Twins game as well. So I feel like that seems to be like pretty meta, and I would be pretty surprised if Disco did anything else too. It feels like he'll probably end up just going with the same thing, but I guess we'll see when we get in there, right? I mean,
yeah. The only perks that you might see different is instead of a no-ed, you go for one of those gen regression perks of Ruin Pop.
Yeah,
which is a little bit risky on Twins, but if not, maybe a no way out instead.
Yes. Interesting.
Indeed.
Yes.
Looking on this side to see if anybody spawned with them, there's sort of the chance he spawned in the middle, and it's kind of either or, I guess.
Yeah.
It's usually more likely when you spawn like completely on one side of one of these sides.
Yeah, like one side of the eye, or basically.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe he's got a little hunch. He's not fully committing on like searching this side, which I understand why, because there's a very good chance he'll respawn over there.
Yeah. Also, like, there's the gens on their side are blocked by Corrupt anyway. So it's not like he has a major like reason to run down there right off the bat. He can kind of just chill.
Somebody at the edge of the wall up here though. There they go running.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of distance though. Like they're fine. They're out of there.
Nobody's coming up on this side as he runs down that side either. What will he find? He hears the footsteps.
Yeah, he sees somebody at the bus, and he's gonna commit to him a bit here. This should give the other survivors time to like run down and start to get to work on the gens. Maybe. Seems like he might just leave him alone. That's definitely a rough chase to take. I mean, he's in a pretty strong area. It's also connected to these maze tiles, so he has a lot of places that he can go even after that initial chase, so it's kind of not a good spot to be in, and he opts to just leave. That was a free throw and a half. That was a fucking early ass throw. That was, I mean, that was
from Victor. Ace not realizing it, missing the lunge. Not like this.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
He's got to hit this.
Yep.
Gets it.
Yep, he gets it on GPU. Somebody's near him because this guy wakes up to a bunch of scratch marks in his face. Oh, really good hit on Ultra there.
True.
That's again one of those things that really shouldn't be happening. Like, you really shouldn't be getting hit by Charlotte for sure. I feel like that was probably a bit of a slip up. He has a little bit of time here before we can get Victor back, but hopefully he can do well this time, and these guys can hopefully recover and, you know.
They're probably, but it's a shorter one, so
I'm curious to see.
The right decision.
I'm curious to see how they handle. Oh shit, he's just gonna go down to Charlotte. Oh no, he got dead hard.
No, wow, unfortunate. Somebody with fucking dead hard didn't go back. What a so disciplined man.
I'm curious to see how they handle this though, man, because he's gonna down him with Victor, so he needs. I think he needs a teammate near him. Does he not? I'm curious to see how they handle this. I believe they'll probably get someone to get with them. Yeah, Nightlight's here with them.
There they are. They were prepared.
Yeah.
He's blocking properly.
It's a locker play here.
He's fast.
Yeah.
The locker. So well played, man.
Oh, that's actually so smart because the injured guy can just jump in a locker and the full health guy can just stand there. Then what do?
Yep.
You either jump on the full health guy or you just like let the other two do gens. That's actually so smart.
Yep.
Okay, so sick. Like that's a really good play from them though. And then now he is kidnapping Victor for another like I don't know how long that is, 15-20 seconds or something. So another 15-20 seconds where they kind of I can't say do whatever they want, but they're kind of free to do mostly whatever they want because Charlotte's just a 4.6 killer right now.
And there's no corrupt, so all the gens are free now. They can actually, you know, they're making progress. They've already had one done. This is you know, the domination hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Looking for something.
Pre-through Shack Pal. Looks like he's gonna try to do some fancy mind games here by switching back and forth.
Block this, go back in. Ooh, he's trying to make some crazy mind games here. Holy shit.
He's doing some trickery. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's just a good use of the splitting ability. I mean, he can't do anything. If he vaults and he stays on the outside, then Victor basically downs him. If he vaults back in, he can just do that. That was really smart play from Disco right there. That was actually really good. And now he has a basement hook for it, so pretty damn good benefit. Although it did take a long time, 2 gens to get that one basement hook, and they're almost fully reset. I'm gonna take a quick peek on the guy on the hook just to see if he's the one with DS. He's not.
Darn.
So pretty important to know, like saving him is going to be a bit more difficult than it would normally, but I think it's still maybe make something happen.
Look at somebody.
Yeah, Killer Instinct. He found Ace. Gets the immediate hit. Now he can kind of protect this hook while also still like applying some pressure with Victor, which I'm assuming is probably what he's going to do. I'm not really exactly sure how you would go about getting this unhooked safely.
Well, they would have had to punish Victor first. Like they couldn't allow Victor to get anybody. If they punished Victor, then they might have been able to do something. But even then, I'm honestly still not sure what they would have done. They'd have to like be able to be ready to react to like punishing that very quickly. And I don't know how possible that actually is with because it doesn't take that long for Victor to come back.
Yeah, for sure. He also knows for sure that every survivor's here because there was 2 different Killer Instincts going off. And that can only... he's going to get kicked. The timing. It was a little bit off. Maybe it was a lag thing. But yeah, he knew that everybody was here because there was multiple Killer Instincts, and Killer Instinct can only happen on the people that don't have Victor, so he knew that all 3 were here. So that's why he was able to commit so far away from basement with really no worries. And even right now, GPU just got healed, so he just got healed by somebody else. So he knows that as well. It's a lot of information you can gather just from things going on in the match. That's why I don't think he feels too much pressure. I think he knows everyone's down here resetting. He knows that. Yeah.
And Victor's here, so now he just gets to set up.
Yeah, he's just holding the choke point, and Ultra might be dead. I imagine maybe GPU is heading there, but Ultra might just be dead.
Yeah, this is one of the situations where it's just too much pressure. I mean, Disco's making the right decisions right now, and just let that guy die. I mean, Disco, granted this match, score-wise is pretty out of reach for BaldSquad, but he's making the right decisions and keeping them on this side of the map when he still has a 3-gen over there with the basement included, and they can't really do anything. I mean, this is, even though they, got a couple of gens done, they have to play slow, and now they have to figure out the right way to, slowly make their way into that part of the map and then get towards endgame.
This is gonna be fucking hard. How do you tackle this like 3-4 gen area over here as in a 3v1, man, against twins? I'm really curious to see how they go about this. I mean, first off, they got a full reset, but beyond that, I'm curious to see what they do.
One of those matches where you're probably gonna see if one person gets a hold of Victor, they are running straight back over here. I'm actually surprised that Disco decided to kind of extend this far into the main building side of the map, because even though he knows they're over here, if one guy sneaks over there, they could break the 3-gen pretty easily.
Yeah, it definitely is a bit dangerous. Like his main killer, I guess, however you want to say it, is so far away, so he has to really take a hike over there to get back to those gens. But he did manage to get Victor on Nightlight though, and he's going to be chasing him down, and I doubt he'll be able to actually get like just a regular down off that. Yeah, he's going to be going back in to protect the gens, because definitely very important. If they pop one of these gens, it breaks off the 3 gen, and then the survivors have a more realistic chance. So calls back Victor.
Back. And there's no shack pallet, correct?
Yeah, no shack pallet. He got rid of that earlier. This is another one of those weird spots. I imagine Nightlight will be resetting on the other side. Even if he hits him, he'll probably also go and reset. This might be a bit of a stalemate for a while, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nightlight just went and reset so him and Nova are both on the other side of the map. GPU is gonna run over there and join him and be like, "Hey guys, what's up? I got a Victor." But again, I think Disco knows that, so he's also free to run over there now and harass him a little bit more. It's gonna be like a little give and take here and there, I think, as time goes on. He's gonna come over here, maybe break a pallet or two, like every once in a while, and they're gonna keep resetting. But if they can sneak over and get some gen progress, then like, you know.
Ooh. But they're playing well. I mean, they're truly doing what they the only thing they can do currently, and they're doing it properly, which is really impressive, to be honest.
Yep. Oh, that's really good, and there's no one there to help too, so he gets to keep going and follow this up with even more pressure. He's just getting to the other side of the map right now, just to make sure no one's on gens. I think, yeah, he's just checking on the gens. They popped one way across the map, so that's not really anything that he has to worry about. They picked up GPU right away.
Jeez. But Charlotte's here to, you know, keep at it and stick on him.
Yeah, and that also tells him that everyone's here. Like, again, someone popped a gen and someone picked up GPU, so that's all 3 people accounted for. So that's good information to have. He knows that he has like a little bit of time here where he doesn't have to worry about that gen down there.
But oh no,
the bloodlust gets him anyway.
Kill.
Yeah, gets the down. This is actually kind of big. I think he has enough time to do this. Again, because of the knowledge he has. It might sound dumb, but them popping that gen kind of might have been a little bit of a slip up, because it gave him the knowledge that he needed to know that he can do this, right? That he can get away with this. If it wasn't for them popping that gen, he'd be so unsure of where the last guy is that he probably wouldn't be comfortable enough to do all this. But he had the knowledge of knowing where everyone is, so he knew that he had time to get away with this. And now he gets a hook state out of it. And I mean, again, it's not like the game's over, but it's definitely a better position for Disco to be in.
And there's still 2 gens left.
Yeah. And again, that 3 gen is still sitting down there. It's so hard to deal with that.
And Adam's still here, and it's gonna be a trade basically.
Yep, Force Penance coming through again. So it's pretty much the same builds on almost every twins. They always have Thanatophobia. They have Force Penance. Pretty much the same shit almost every time. So
switching back and keeping Victor down here, trying to find wherever Mr. Ashley is on a generator. Yeah,
he's got to be careful, because those 2 guys can reset each other, which means, yeah, I think Ash was working on this. Yep, there's the crow. So yeah, he's just trying to do his best to defend this.
A guaranteed hit.
See, those guys got to get reset though, like now, because Victor's coming back. Oh, and he interrupts the reset. This is actually so good. He's gonna go down, and Victor's also gonna come back in like 10 seconds, which means he'll get a guaranteed down on Nightlight too, as long as he doesn't like whiff in some weird way. Yeah. So this is, I think, where it's gonna start snowballing the other way. He goes for the hit. It literally doesn't matter. He's literally just buying time. He'll probably, yeah. Actually, yeah, okay. He thinks he can get away with the hook here, which is interesting. You know, actually, Ash, I don't think they'll have time to finish that gen. I think this is a calculated hook. I think he thinks he has time to do this before that gen pops, and I'd be curious to know if he's right.
Maybe with how quickly Victor can get to the other side of the map, possibly.
Yeah, but at this point, it's like, okay, if you commit to the gen, I can come chase you down with Victor, and you're all injured. So
yeah.
I mean, given again the score is a little out of reach here, but they're basically playing into the missed pounce there, but they're basically playing into whatever other option he has. You know, stay injured and do the gen, I come slug you, or you know, get off the gen heal and that guy's still on hook.
Yeah, at this point, it's like a win-win for him. I thought maybe the more efficient play, if we're caring about score, was to stop the gen from getting done. But I mean, hey, it still works. You know, still works either way.
And again, I mean, like, this is gonna more than likely be a 4K at 1 gen. Like, this is going to be a good result.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered, like, Demise played pretty solid overall here, but it's like, again, he got that early down in the basement. They were all injured, and it's just, what do you do? How do you get over there without getting injured, without being in harm's way? And how do you find the ability to reset and really find a way to stop the snowball?
Yeah, it's so difficult, man. It just feels like once that snowball gets going, it's so hard to stop it. It's really unfortunate the guy got basement hook too. I feel like if it wasn't a basement hook, they might have been able to make something happen. But yeah, based on how it went, I mean, yeah, that's definitely gonna be another 4K at the very best, maybe hatch. But I mean, yeah, dude, twins are just absolutely destroying this tourney, dude. Like every twins match has just been brutal. I'm so excited for the finals, dude. I'm so excited.
It's crazy, like. Twins is just, you're able to be so consistent just from having two bodies in two different fucking places, and then one body is actively giving you information where you're not using the body, which gives it so much value. It's actually absurd. It's I mean, you can just tell how hard it is to actually play around it once they get just one down and on a hook is all it takes to literally just start zoning everywhere. It's actually insane. Like,
it is
so
really
hard.
cool to see, like, something that I didn't really give twins credit for. Like, I guess when I view twins from my random public matches, I'm just like, yeah, it's just a killer with a really strong chase, right? Like Victor just downs you no matter what. But it's really cool to see, like, in the hands of these really good killer players, how well they're able to use the information that you get from twins, right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of info that you get from Victor, and like even like the killer instinct and all that shit, like the info that you get, like let these guys make so many, like even Disco this game made so many important decisions that he only made based on the knowledge that he got from Victor, which is just, it's so cool to see, man. It really goes to show how much like these guys really like bring out the full potential of a killer's power and really use everything about their power to their disposal. You know, it's really cool to see. I like it a lot.
It's rough. It's actually rough.
Yeah, see if we can find a lucky hatch here, but it's not looking too good. I think he goes down here.
He does.
Yep. There's the 4K 1 gen. So there you go. Every Twins game so far has been a 4K. That's fucking wild.
Fuck twins. Fuck them.
Fuck
Disgusting. Fuck them. Absolutely disgusting. It just seems like it's literally just to be expected that Twins is going to dominate their game. I feel like you actually have to put in effort to fucking up to make it not work, to be honest. Like, especially on this map, it just increases like the odds to be in your favor just because of how the map works overall. Having that big separation on each side and almost guaranteeing a 3-gen every fucking game with Corrupt, or just by seeing, you know, which side has the gens for you and just protecting it and playing around it. Like, it seems like I would love to actually witness a group of survivors truly just finesse a fucking
I want to see it. I want to see it too. Yeah.
I want to experience that. Like, I'd love to see what that actually takes. The type of coordination, communication, and just overall fucking excellent gameplay that would have to involve for that to even fucking be possible, because it just seems so unrealistic. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would love to see it too, dude. And honestly, hats off to BaldSquad, dude. They had such a good performance here. Like they came in at a relatively lower seed. They like came in and beat the higher seed team that they went against in the quarters too. They had a really good showing. They played really well. So hats off to them. They're now eliminated, and Demise moves on to the finals, and it's gonna be Demise versus Jinx, and that's gonna be a really exciting matchup, I think.